Enjoy yourself, but don't go too crazy.
They don't even taste that good.
Oh, look at these halls.
But they make it fucking
Honey
feel
lemon.
awesome.
Yeah. We're all gonna be able to scream and be fine during this.
Why would we want to scream in a podcast?
It's a pre-show.
Oh.
Seamus has a very what's it called shirt.
He was wearing that yesterday.
Wow,
I have
what a
that. I
sicko.
have that in green. They put that twice up on the fucking.
Really?
Nah,
Where is
great.
it from?
It's on those shirt.
Oh, it's
deals
great. They have a great
stores.
one?
I think I actually did order it then. If
I
there was
want
a
one.
green
Yeah, there's a green one.
I found because I saw it yesterday. Seamus wearing it yesterday, and I was just like, I didn't order that shirt, but I actually might have.
What?
Since we were doing the Claptrap series.
You just like
You got it just for that.
I want
We
to
should all wear it and advertise it.
Then
We should get our own character
Trapville.
shirts. Seamus would be Medic, and
I need to get one then.
Sly would be the hard to understand Spanish one.
Is that really going to be one of his characters?
The Puerto Rican one. He should be like a really Puerto Rican one, just like
I'm down for it.
stab all the time.
I'm down for it.
Kind of like
Sick.
that character in Futurama, the crazy robot. Yeah. Oh God.
Okay, welcome to Critcher Tlack for
Wow.
Whatever the hell the day is.
2/9/2013. It is February 9th. If you didn't know numbers,
We don't.
Two
I'm
means
still-
February.
yes, it does.
2 means February? What the fuck
in
is
the month alphabet.
But we have a different date thing that we go by. A lot of other people go by the other date where it's like the month.
Oh, yeah,
first
they do
and
it
then
month
the day.
first.
Oh
and then-
yeah, I
it's
never
weird.
did that. Mine's month, day, and then year.
Yeah, they
Otherwise,
usually-
it's
some
September
people
2nd
do-
right
It's
now.
the day
Yeah,
first.
some people do day.
That's
month.
stupid.
So it's open to a lot of confusion. Anyway,
I don't like that.
a very, very special
Why
Critcher
not?
Tlack. We are one short, of course, because Z said that he would be here, and if he wasn't, he was actually dead. So another
say
dedication to Z.
dead.
Keep them in your minds.
Shout out
Hearts.
to
Hearts.
C. There will never be another Viking like
He
you.
will live on in Isaac forever.
And,
we'll have to create a pyre or something like that to celebrate his death.
Poor Z.
Touch of gray.
Touch of crazy. So anyway, a very, very special episode today because we have just premiered the pilot episode of Trapville, which is our Borderlands
Is
series.
it gonna be up by now? By the point?
Yeah,
this
it'll
goes
be up. Yeah, that's why we're talking
Oh,
about
so we're
it.
talking
Okay.
in the future.
Yes.
So we're talking as if it's already been.
I'm
up.
editing the
Yeah.
description right now.
He is editing the description.
It's not currently up, but for you guys it is. So
Whoa.
coming to you from
Timescapes.
This guy.
Exactly.
Time swapper.
So
It's not
as
even
you
the word I
as
want.
you've seen,
Making up words there.
as you've seen.
Sorry.
Wait, I didn't even say who's here. Anyway, who's here? James is here.
Hi.
Spoon is here. Seamus.
Yeah.
Sly. Myself. Dan.
Hi.
Dan's actually on a live right now because he's over at his computer.
I am.
but we're all-
It would have been faster to say everybody but Z.
Yeah.
everyone
He wanted us to
He
introduce
wanted to
ourselves,
give
so.
us shout outs to myself and my shirt.
I know. I love you guys. Well, one of the reasons why we missed last week, particularly, we said because of the secret project, and so the Claptrap series is the reason why.
Yo, put your mic
Hi.
up, bro.
I don't know.
face forward.
Hi. Okay, so one of the reasons
Somebody
I feel
talking.
stupid to look at you guys, but you know, like we said last week, we ended up skipping Creature Talk, and I think this Creature Talk will more than make up for the missed Creature Talk last week, which probably wouldn't have been nearly as good. We were saying this is going to be the best Creature Talk ever. We were building it up for
That's
ourselves.
putting the bar up high.
That's
that's
day.
way-
I told
Setting that
Dan
bar,
this
like-
is the day of reckoning.
And it
We
would have been
And
awesome.
before nothing
It would have
really
been
happens,
awesome
it
if
was
Z was here,
boring.
because then it would have been everybody. It would have been the best Creature Talk.
But yes, Z, he's in our hearts and he's in our minds.
We miss you.
He's with us. He's with us in spirit.
Why do we?
He's
There's
there.
gonna be so many comments again. What happened to Z?
Why do we always say like he died?
No,
he
he
didn't.
said in the chat, if I'm not there, that means I'm dead.
No, it
He's
means that
not
he was probably in
here.
the bathroom and he didn't get the call.
That was always the joke we were gonna do when we were talking about doing the Creature House, like back in the day before we actually did it. He was like, "Oh man, I'll be visiting all the time, and we'll do shorts when I'm there." And the joke was gonna be every single time he came in the short, he would die, and we'd have just we'd have gravestones.
He
in
was
the
gonna be our
backyard.
Kenny.
Pretty much.
Just
Yeah.
constant adding gravestones.
With the amount of times they died on the treehouse, we had that kill count.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The death count.
He had a
remember?
shit ton
You
of
couldn't
time.
keep
Fall.
up with it anymore after a while. You just kept dying.
Anyway, Trapville. It has been released. We have put and poured more into this than probably anything else.
Jordan more than any.
I sat there for about a week working. When I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, all the way till like 2 a.m. at
What
night.
a fucking nerd.
Just sitting at a computer animating and throwing this all together in UDK.
I was
It's
sleeping.
hard.
I was
It
sleeping.
was ridiculous. And then we actually had a friend of ours, 2 friends of ours, do the sound. We had JP do the sound design and mixing, and then Daniel James do
Yeah.
the music score, which turned out amazing.
I think both of them turned out amazing.
Yeah, they both turned out
They
phenomenal.
complement each other very well.
So is this the time that we say shout outs to JP and Daniel?
Shout outs to JP and Daniel.
Shout outs to JP. You guys are beautiful.
They did
what's
a wonderful
what's
job.
JP? Does JP have a website or anything?
JPNewfeld.com, I believe.
And then
I'm trying to think if there's a dash in there.
Hybrid2.com, I think.
We also had help from a good friend of mine, Lemur.
Lemur?
We brought on as our 3D guru.
He's really good.
How
is
like
really
how
good.
good? If you could just compare him to somebody and this somebody, how good is he?
He is better than
He's
everybody
like-
at
He's the
Pixar.
Robert Bowling.
Oh wow! Are we really gonna go? And so he is the Scottie Pippen to your Michael Jordan. You don't know about
They
sport.
complement
He's
each
pretty
other
much
well.
Scotty
Yeah.
Jordan at this
I'm
point.
trying to remember the days when they were together on the Bulls.
Scottie Pippen
I
had
really watched
like a
lot.
jalapeno nose or something like that. It was
Would
Very
Jordan
good.
be like nothing without Pippen?
yeah, and yeah, Pippen really.
Okay, that's kind of the
Pippen-
case then, yeah. Because without Lemur, he probably
That's
Yeah,
true.
you
I
probably-
wouldn't have been able to do jack
Yeah, we
shit.
wouldn't have been able to do anything if it wasn't for Lemur in this. So that's
And you
he
can
did
be
a
Dennis
phenomenal
Rodman.
Job.
He can be the
James.
rebound king.
I was the creator, and you put me as Dennis Rodman?
Yeah.
Are you fucking
He is
kidding me?
the what's
Dye
the
your
guy?
hair.
Phil Jackson. He's the Phil Jackson.
You are
of
Dennis
this.
Rodman now.
Unbelievable.
Dennis Rodman
Dye
would
your
jump
hair.
off the court to catch balls.
Dye your hair
Dennis
pink.
Rodman.
Catch balls.
I'm a ball catcher.
I'll be I'll be
Okay.
Dennis Rodman.
James, okay, so we'll go back into a little bit of story here. Probably about, it was in December, because I remember I was at a Christmas concert when James gave me a call.
Ladies
I
and gentlemen,
I do remember that.
Ladies and
Was it-
gentlemen,
was it
just
just I
after
just
the-
told Kootra and I.
Kootra going to a Christmas concert.
Was it just at
Amazing.
He was
that's what
pumped.
happens when you have a wife that likes the arts.
I like
You
the
go
arts.
places like that.
Yeah, I like the
never-
arts too, but I'm not gonna see
I
fucking
want to go see concerts.
Jingle
and
Bells on the Rocks or
stuff.
whatever.
Shut up.
You should take us to Broadway.
Anyway, James called me. I think that he just got done watching the VGAs. I don't know. Did you guys watch it live?
I might have been a little bit behind. I don't know. I
Did
was
you
just-
like record it and watch it, or like?
I think I had it set up to record, but and then I was watching it maybe a little bit behind or whatever, because I was probably able to pause it at that moment when I called you. I was
Yeah.
like-
So he called me and he was like, "So this is." I can't remember the exact conversation, but he was
There you
like,
go.
"This is, you know,
So
this
don't
is-
start
momentous
to quote it.
occasion.
Yeah, I know
We're
something.
gonna- hey,
Something
guys,
that can live in history.
he's
You
like,
don't
we're gonna-
remember.
we're
He was
gonna
like,
use this
"Hey,
clip on the
Jordan,
DVD."
This is the greatest, Jordan. This is the greatest idea I've ever had, and I think you'll love it. Tell me if you love it, because that's what James sounds like.
Yeah, that's exactly what he does.
Please
Anyway,
stop.
he's like, do you remember that time when you were doing that stuff with the claptraps and like the Borderlands editor and stuff? Like when I did a music video for the Crystal Method,
I remember that.
and he was like, "Can you still do that?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
I was like, how hard is it?
Yeah,
to do
how
that?
hard is it?
I was like, because your thing was like, oh, you know, I got to put so much time into it, and blah blah blah. You ended up putting a bunch of time into this anyway.
Didn't he go to
But
the
I was just like-
offices for that?
No, well, for
Yeah.
that, for the
That was
Crystal
for the
Method.
No,
Activision thing.
no.
wasn't it?
No, didn't he do that for that?
Yeah.
No,
don't
for the
know.
Crystal Method thing, I did that for home.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the Activision thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
dang.
around the same
Yeah.
time. That's-
Okay.
But I had just seen went on the VGAs. They had they have it on like every single award type thing where they have they have the characters that like accept the awards.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
They like reanimate him or whatever, accepting awards, and they had a claptrap on there. He's in a suit and tie and everything, and he had a little like VGA pamphlet or whatever, and he was just like, it was a claptrap voice guy, and he was like,
David Eddings.
he was like, yeah, I accept the award, blah 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 blah. And
Didn't he
started
like
partying
wreck
and stuff.
house this year? Like he took like mad awards, Claptrap. I remember. I seen
Probably.
he won a few like
at the VGAs.
yeah.
or just
I think
everywhere in
I
general?
think all the things that had like a main character. I think Claptrap most of the time won it. So I don't know. That's good or not.
No, I mean.
I'm just saying.
That's not the point.
Yeah, I'm just saying. What I took away from it was not the guy winning awards. I just that scene like
We
that.
can make a series where Claptrap just receives awards over it. What a great idea.
No, I just took him like getting the award or whatever, that little animation that they made. It was pretty cool. So I called him up and I was like, "Can you still do that?" I was like, "How hard is it to do that?" It's not too hard. I was like, "Well, then that should be our thing.
We've been
we've been
Yeah,
George
go
was about to say we've been looking forever. Although I think Seamus, you have an idea. We should create a spin-off series now with the awards accepting.
Hey, that's my idea. God damn it!
Be a special.
So series created by Slyfox and Seamus.
There you go. I'll be the award. You can present me.
All right. Well, who's taking?
It's a live action.
Oh, he can take me out there.
You have to edit it and animate it in real time, Jordan. Good luck.
So yeah, we've been trying to get together this machinima series. Like that was another before the house thing where we were talking about
Well over a year.
Wouldn't it be cool if we had
it's
our
about
own
time,
machinima
right?
series? And it's just the biggest thing is we've tried to kickstart that and like it just wasn't feeling right to me. I don't like forcing ideas and stuff like that. We didn't really have anything sort of good hook. At one point we were trying to do a Minecraft machinima series. We didn't really have any idea outside of it should be a Minecraft machinima series, and that's not the best place to start.
And there's like 100 of those now out there.
Yeah.
There's like.
Well, the thing is, we wanted to do something where we thought we might be able to like get some kind of
backing.
approval,
What
or
do you
backing
mean?
from the people, because it's like
Recognition.
Minecraft. Notch doesn't give a shit. Like he's cool with whatever that you put out in terms of Minecraft. I'm serious, he does. He doesn't care. Like if you make a Minecraft series or something like that, he's fine with it.
If he sees a
But
great
there's
Notch,
other
whatever.
companies that would be sticklers and be like, well, they're using our assets. That's that's our property. Like,
Yeah, there will be all.
we're not gonna like let them do that. Like let them fuck with our characters and stuff like that.
The idea is more like Rooster Teeth and Bungie, how they really kind of came together with.
Yeah, this is
with
where
their
I
series.
see this is like kind of starting up, which
Yeah,
is fucking
Bungie gave
amazing.
them backing like all the way, and they still get backing.
What about the people from Borderlands? Like they like gave us like I don't know much.
Well,
of
That's the goal.
That's
like
the
with
goal.
we're not messing with their main story or anything like that. We're messing with like kind of like a behind the scenes thing. You always see claptraps hanging around.
Oh yeah, a lot.
But they
of
never
them.
have like. Well, there was one DLC in the
that
first
you
game.
fought. Yeah, you.
But I never played that one, so I don't know how much story
You
they
played
got
it,
in
didn't
it.
you? He played it.
But if it's like, did they get much of a story?
Not really. It was just like a claptrap went kind of AWOL, and at the end you just killed
I
like, a
figured
really
that.
big claptrap. It wasn't anything
okay.
too
Well done.
spectacular.
That-
And then it's just an off story of clapping.
Yeah, but they don't really. They never really get too much. So we were saying like if they would be like behind the scenes and stuff, doing all this stuff that we're doing here, and it's like it fits into the story that they have going on.
Yeah,
so.
you see like certain elements you guys were talking about of the story at some point where they just kind of witness an event happening that would be recognized.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Like that big what was his name? The you have to turn on the lanterns or whatever. And this big freaking
Mothrack.
Mothrack. Yeah, there you go. I forgot. I haven't played the first one in like dumb long.
Yeah, it could be like the Vault Hunters are fighting it or something like that. Claptraps are doing something behind the scenes. At the same time, it ties into like,
That
the
is
main
so
story.
sick. That is such a fucking good idea. That's so awesome. I love it.
All right, well, Sly's on board with.
Hey, let's do it. All right, let's go. Let's do this.
But
right
the main
now.
thing is that I heard that Gearbox was really good about backing stuff like that. They're really cool with fans and stuff like that, with the shit like that.
Yeah, fan made.
So
stuff.
it's like it's something that's original for one because I've never seen anything of it.
It's not
but
Minecraft.
then it's there's the potential there that they could see it and they might really like it because Jordan's been working with something that's like really bootleg in the editor, so it's like some kind of extra support or something like that.
That'll be like
dealing with like I have to deal like a ton of crashes.
So who should be approaching for this? Gearbox? Is that the name of the people that we should?
We've already
we have connections.
Yeah, we've already
so we'll
asked around. And
let me tell. Hey Gearbox, I really like that sweater you're wearing today. It makes your eyes pop. You gotta start with
Lost the
compliments.
deal.
God
Anyway,
damn.
yeah. So James came to me with that, and it was during probably one of the busiest times of the year, like Christmas and like New Year's and like all sorts of stuff, which led up to January, which was still full of random things.
He couldn't fit it in his schedule. His 8th vacation. No way.
He's like Hobbits with second breakfast.
The
He just gets
7th
more
and 8th
vacation.
vacations are hard to
No,
weasel
I
in
can't
there.
have 4th vacation.
Seriously, Kootra is I can't believe
March.
it. I don't get how he gets so many vacations in a year. Like I got one and I hated it. I hated it.
We'll be talking about that.
We're gonna be talking about that today. Like the Puerto Rico vacation. I hated it. It was like the worst.
It was Sly away from his computer for 2 weeks.
And no internet. Ah!
Yeah. So
God.
So it was pretty
I
much
was bored.
the from that point until we didn't really start working on any kind of idea generation or script until probably about mid-January.
Something like that.
Yeah, and then after we had gotten that hashed out, I was like, okay, we have to set a deadline. I set a deadline for February 1st to have everything done. So at that point, I think it was the 18th. It was somewhere, it was less than 2 weeks to the date. So that means Lemur had to do all the model stuff. I had to do all the animation, all the UDK stuff, and bring it in, then have it edited by Dan here. And then after that, at the first, send it off to the sound guys, and we actually, I think we technically missed it by a day.
Did you?
I think
you were so
we had it on the
bullshit.
first. No,
you
we
were
had it
so
on the first.
pumped. I came over.
We had
to
it on the first.
Yeah.
It was done by the first.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
It wasn't
came
the
to me
second.
and shit
I
for
think
that.
we sent it off on the second though, but we had it done on the first.
Really? Because you would tell me, he's like, you were like, oh, Sly, look at the board,
Hold
we
on,
got
I can
everything
look
done.
on
I'm like,
my
oh,
Skype chat
good.
here with Daniel James.
You missed the deadline by a day.
Because
Wow.
we ended up
Just scrap the video. Just scrap it.
well, we,
Throw it away. It's not even good anymore.
yeah, it was the second that I got.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Okay, so
but it wasn't an
well,
official
yeah,
deadline.
it wasn't like we
just
were being
like
lazy or anything. It was just the fact
Series
that
is over.
it went over. But so
we had a good run though.
we got it edited. We sent
Syndicated
it off
stuff.
to Daniel James. He did the score. He was really quick with
Yeah,
that.
he was
had
like
it
a
within
day
2
or two
days.
turnaround.
The
It
full
was-
score. And
Why
it was
can't you
perfect.
not be as good as Daniel, Coots? Get shit done quick.
So he had that. The score was really great, and then we sent it off, and sound design took a little bit longer, but there's a lot more tweaking that had to be done
Yeah.
with that.
Score is the music, right? I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
Score is the music.
I'm thinking
yeah.
of points.
It's the points they got from
Points
doing
they
that.
got. So
I was like,
Daniel
what?
James really hit the free throws pretty good.
yeah.
From downtown, Kobe.
Oh god.
He's on fire.
He's just making a shit ton of basketball rereferences.
James-
With the
I don't-
Pippen Jordan
I
one and now
can't.
this.
I can't stop.
JP hit the 3-pointers and made the rebound.
He
you know?
started it. Bullshit.
Yeah, he's
But a
just
touchdown
traveling
came
with
out of
it
nowhere.
right now.
Ah.
Anyway, we got everything and we sent it off, and a week later, which is today, we were deciding to release it because we had the DICE Awards to go to, and we thought a Saturday would be great because we could do Creech Talk, a live stream, and then premiere it and then release it. Which
That
is,
we just literally finished it this morning.
yeah, we
Like,
just hit
not
the
even half
final
an hour
hour
Don't
there.
tell people how unprofessional we are. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Anyway, so yeah, and we have some huge plans for this series. We have 3 seasons, like
Already?
Pretty much arcs. We have
Outlines.
arcs.
It's all
outlined.
done.
Are you
Arcs.
fucking serious?
Yeah, it's all done.
Yeah,
We've
we
already
sat down and planned out like where we want to go with it and everything.
Oh, hey guys, by the way, I just got into Colorado, so I don't know half of the shit that's going on here.
We're gonna
Just-
chop up the pilot into 5
The deal is, I mean,
parts.
we're hoping to get like more support somewhere in the middle there, but I think either way, we'd probably.
if
We are.
beforehand would be amazing because then I could work on the entire first season in a actual like
Good
editor.
editor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not going to crash on me, and it would have.
How much
you know,
did this one crash on you? Was it difficult?
It was a good chunk.
God damn it.
I mean, it was difficult to do stuff, and there's actually
Stop
like
using
a weird.
Gmod.
Me and Lemur sat there for just hours on end working out all the kinks in this thing because there's some things that you can't do, like depth of field. I can't do a
Oh yeah, I was wondering why there wasn't a lot
Yeah,
of that, or
it's-
if any.
It looks kind of janky,
Yeah.
and you can't edit it in real time. It crashes the editor when you try and do that, which is usually what you can do when you're like switching focal
Yeah.
depths and stuff like that
Ooh.
in mid editor. But luckily there are things that you can do like animation blending and things, but they have like some super workarounds.
But you don't have the focal thing, so we should
Yeah.
stop now.
Just cancel it.
Yeah, well, it's canceled again.
Well, the idea is right
It wasn't
now
canceled before.
we're gonna get the pilot up. We're gonna
We-
throw that
yeah.
around as much as possible.
We just want to have everyone's support in this would be amazing, just to get this thing out there.
send it
Please.
to everyone.
Everyone
even
you
if they don't
know,
play video
even if you
games.
don't know,
Family,
We,
friends, pets,
we know
neighbors.
that you use Facebook.
Pets.
Yes.
Give Facebook at least one good purpose and share this.
I mean, this thing
with
is
your soul friends.
I mean, even
so-called friends.
I think you were there when this happened. Monica watched it. I don't know if she was trying to spite me because I said she wouldn't be interested.
Yeah.
But she was like, even I could get interested in something like
Yeah.
that. Which
And Jordan was like, "You're just saying that to be nice." And she's
no,
like,
I was like, are you just saying that to go off of what I said earlier when I was like, oh, you won't like it. It's
Oh,
video
yeah.
games.
So we're saying that Monica's really picky when it comes to things that she watches. Then.
Oh, we have her approval. This is going through the
This is
roof.
right.
She doesn't know.
We got this. Everybody.
Series reinstated.
It's kind of scary because she doesn't have the best taste in TV shows and stuff. So.
She watched like Jersey Shore or something like that.
Gilmore Girls.
Oh God!
Hey,
Yeah.
what's wrong with Gilmore
you know
Girls,
what?
I love
asshole?
that show.
Yeah.
What? Are you
I don't
being
like it.
serious?
I like it.
Are you
I
being
Is that the
serious?
old ladies?
Not the old ladies.
Well,
it's
then I don't
What's
care.
the old lady?
That's
Golden
Golden Girls.
I want Golden Girls.
Golden Girls is what I watch.
Gilmore Girls.
So golden.
I grew up with 3 sisters, and I watched that
You
show a
watched
lot. I didn't think it was bad.
I don't like the.
There's
Isn't
some
it just-
cringing moments.
Isn't
Yeah,
it just
like,
Golden
sarcastic
Girls is
little
like that.
girls talking to each other? It's like, oh, I just had sex with this dude. Oh, well, I'm not ready to sex, whatever. Isn't it like just?
It's
bullshit?
like
They
it's like a mom
they
and
don't
daughter
talk about
that
sex.
that talk.
Which
back
I don't
and forth.
care. I
They're
don't-
both
maybe
very
with the
mediocre
camera
It's more
talk.
child friendly. Yeah. When the
Child
actresses-
friendly. So
Fine.
today I bought my pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Oh, did you get the?
Girls
Dark
don't play
Magician?
Yu-Gi-Oh. They paint each other's nails and go out to dinner and shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I thought it was directed for kids. Now what
Oh,
happened?
I mean, like,
Anyway.
teenagers. Anyway.
Teenagers,
So-
teenagers
so
like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Even if the people that don't necessarily
That's why I
like
like the old
video
ladies.
games, still show it to them.
I think the Golden Girls would like it.
They could.
Probably.
Well,
They even still
I think
alive?
all of them are dead but one.
Oh
so-
no!
Yeah, Betty White's the
Betty
only one
White's
left.
the only
I
one
saw a
left.
picture the other day. It was like it was
The Ouija
Betty
board
White
one?
as Luke,
Oh.
Really?
and all the other ones were like the Ghost Jedi.
Ah.
But so yeah, the
bad.
goal with this is to just make it as big as
Even-
possible.
yeah,
We're trying
even-
to get it as widely seen as possible, and we think it's
It hit.
something
Yeah,
a
we
lot of
want it to
people
hit.
like.
Yeah, more
Send
of a
it
demographic.
to Gearbox's Twitter. I know they have a Twitter.
They
Gearbox,
do.
Randy
I actually follow them
Pitchford.
because they gave out
Shift
golden
codes.
keys all the
Yeah,
time.
they give out shift codes. So
Gearbox, Randy Pitchford.
send it
no.
to them. Whoever manages their Twitter may send it to someone else. I don't know.
And
It's worth a shot.
We'll see what
Just
happens.
send it everywhere. Send it to your friends.
I know they
send
got
it to
forums.
Everybody.
They have forums. They have help forums like Steven.
Steven, you can put it on Steven's forums too.
Yes,
Put it on Steven's.
back at him.
We need
Get back at him.
we need a claptrap mod for us. So Steven, start working on that right now, please.
Claptraps in Borderland 3. Borderland 3.
Borderland 3.
There's only one land.
Only one
Borderland.
land. That's the
It's the
story.
last land
that
in the.
Is that the reboot Borderland?
Yeah.
Borderland
there you
Horror?
go. Borderland.
It's a
Furious.
prequel.
When there was
Um,
only one land.
So,
All right, so
So the pilot's gonna be done, and then in the next coming weeks we'll be working out episodes, writing them, and
And then
it's
yeah,
gonna be a couple to a few months before
We're
we
actually
actually
gonna-
start the season.
we're gonna get it all together and then release them
Yeah.
on a weekly basis
Oh, that's
later
sick.
on.
It's
So
gonna
like
be
a
a
legit
big
show.
That
thing.
way it's
Yep.
already done.
yeah, and we're not procrastinating. It's not on a wacky
yeah, they don't
release
have to
schedule.
haul ass or
Yep.
just
You
wait
want it
forever
to
for
be
that.
good.
It's gonna be good.
I just said
I'm
haul ass,
excited.
and that did not
I'm
apply to the term
excited.
at all.
I can't wait to
try
see
it.
it.
I didn't.
I already saw it
I'm the best.
I can't wait to see it again.
for the first time.
720p.
Like
Yeah,
again.
like- for the very
Like
first
opening
time?
your
Yeah.
eyes for the first time again.
Hey, we tried Cherry Voltage. If you guys didn't tune into the Dead Space 3
Oh yeah.
stream,
What?
we actually had Cherry Voltage on the stream.
It was actually pretty
It
good.
tastes like candy.
Didn't
Like
you have- oh, you were
rocket-
gone.
red
Yeah,
rocket
I wish I
version.
still had the letter or whatever, but somebody had sent a letter and said about doing voltage,
yeah.
mixing it with Code Red,
Okay.
and that it was so good that it was like opening your eyes for the first time again.
Again.
Do you even remember when you open your eyes? I don't think anybody does.
Yeah, I was like, ah!
He obviously does.
Maybe he had so many Shea Voltage shit they fucked
Pops
him
out of
up.
the womb and it's like,
Which
oh.
reminds me, should I actually wanted to talk about this picture. I was talking to them about it in Vegas.
Oh yeah, you were.
I wanted to,
Which one?
hold on.
It was the fast food one.
Fast food
What?
one.
There's one with me.
Oh no.
Well, he
like
has
how
to
Sly
show
and
me the
I
picture
are
because he was.
I have no.
describing it.
We're
Hey,
waiting for
hey,
James,
hey,
anything.
hey,
Hey,
Spoon,
hey,
so-
hey, hey, hey.
hey.
Intermission thing here.
Intermission.
That's it for. We're not talking about Claptrap anymore.
Slim Jim.
Claptrap. Trapville.
Huh?
Slim
I was just
Jim.
letting them know. But yeah, go watch Trapville if you haven't already.
Are we
Claptrap
switching
Bill.
to a
He's-
different topic?
He keeps saying Claptrap Bill.
Are we going to a different topic finally? God.
Yeah, we're doing that. So yeah, go watch it if
Hey.
you haven't already. Meow, meow, meow. Here we go, James.
So there's a picture that a fan drew of Dan. Come over here.
Oh, it's
And-
just me. Okay.
I don't.
God.
I mean, it's just Dan. It's just
Is
Dan.
it?
And all around him
Look
is
pretty
like fast food, candy, random junk food and shit. And I couldn't understand like why. Like I mean, you don't go crazy and talk about all this
I look
fast
pretty
food.
furry there. I have a lot of
Holy
hair going
shit,
on.
you look like Billy Mays.
Yeah, I was gonna say he did look like Billy.
He
Mays.
did my logo. A Kit Kat. What? Give
There's
me
a
this.
Kit Kat. There's Hungry Jacks.
I never. That's Burger
McDonald's.
King. He must be Australian.
Dude, do you like McDonald's?
There's an ice cream cone.
There you
There's
go.
Subway.
Eat
There's
fresh.
a lollipop and little candies and Pizza Hut.
So are we assuming that?
I like Domino's.
Is this guy trying to like?
I think he's trying to save my life.
Are you not eating as much? Is that what? This is the food. Oh my god.
Well, James, the way James was
Why do
describing
you-
it was like that. It was, yeah, I'm
Oh
on
my
a skew
God.
too.
Yeah,
Like-
you look crooked as fuck.
James was saying it's like, you know, it must be because I'm fat. It is just like
He put a bunch of food
thinks
around him.
Fast food and ice cream and candy and shit
So
is all
is
I
that
eat.
So if he's Australian, he's like, this is what Americans like to see around me.
Oh, maybe it's a compliment. Look, little
Maybe it's a stereotype. You know?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's a stereotype.
I mean, I like all those things, but in moderation. It's not like I don't
the
eat
same
Burger
time.
King and McDonald's every day. I haven't had I've had McDonald's once in the last year.
And this kid is Australian.
well, if he said that's Hungry Jack's, if that's
Yeah,
like the
Hungry Jack's
Burger
is
King.
it was what Burger
Is this
King
how
was.
Australians look at us? Like, are
I
we
guess
all
so.
like Billy Mays?
And we're
Like-
also
I don't
askew
know.
slightly.
Wow.
We'll scan the picture and put it up somewhere.
Wow.
I'll tweet it or
This is
something.
a beautiful picture, though. You really, yeah.
It's amazing.
I like it. I like
Work
it.
of art. I'm putting this
Wow.
on my wall.
There's a few letters that I put in there too. I don't know if you want me to.
Yeah,
read
we
them,
might
but
get to him.
I
There's a
don't
lot to
know.
go
If we
there
have
any- I
time,
don't
there's so
remember.
much.
Yeah, there is.
All right,
so
so
much.
what?
I
What's
kind of want
next?
to get through these two topics, but Seamus stepped out.
Seamus.
We could do the first one.
What about Sly's trip? Is that not the first
Oh,
one?
we can do that. I don't care. It just depends on.
Do that first then.
Story time.
I gotta go to the
Before
bathroom
Vegas
too.
anyway.
So let's
Okay.
Sly
Everybody's
do
leaving
his.
for Sly's
Okay,
story
No,
Sly.
it's fine. My
Go,
story
Sly,
sucks
go.
ass, anyways.
Oh,
But
I'm
I
just
gotta wipe my ass.
So recently, I just went to take a vacation in Puerto Rico. If you guys don't know, I constantly kind of banter and talk about Hispanic things and how can I get away with the fact that I fuck up the English vocabulary as much, just because I'm Latino, being Puerto Rican, and I decided to take. There you go. I can't even roll my R's. You know, that's really embarrassing.
Puerto Rico.
I can't even do that. That is
Wow.
something really shameful for my culture. But anyways, I went for 2 weeks vacations there, which it was 1 week way too many to begin with. And seriously, and
Yeah, wait
from-
till we hear this.
so from the gate, since I was there, I knew that Puerto Rico was not the safest place ever. For tourism, it's fucking awesome because they like seclude you guys into like spots and like they don't let you see the rest, which is kind of like the case where I think.
Yeah, it's most places.
Yeah, most places. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So here I go thinking that I'm gonna see some of my friends, and I did see a few of them, but everything took like a turn for the worse. Majority of my friends, at least not my close circle, but you know the people that you met through your whole lifespan. Girls were either pregnant and had not one but 2 or 3 kids.
Wow.
And
And
they're like 20.
they're
like, around
younger.
your age?
They're younger than me.
Oh.
They're younger than me. I remember going first day I went to my grandma's house where I stayed. The girl that I met, like that I used to hang out a lot, I saw 2 of them, and the one had 2 kids, and she said, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'm already done." I'm like, "What do you mean you're already done? And why would you even start that sentence with that? I didn't even ask you if you were done with having kids." Like,
Wow.
and I don't know. It's just mind fucking the people that, like, these people that I knew from school that I thought were gonna be amazing and great, end up to like not do shit with their lives, and it kind of bothers me because like I think anybody has the potential to be great at something, and just seeing this, but this is not the worst part. Yes, as soon as I got there, I felt that everything was smaller, but it's just because Puerto Rico is just it's really fucking small.
When was the last time you were there? When you were younger?
It was like 7, 8 years
that's why
ago.
everything- yeah.
So it was like, well, yeah, I saw it. I was like, I was bigger, I guess. But as soon as I got there, everything was a lot smaller. The internet, they don't have Verizon over there. So my phone and my wireless thing did not work, so I did not have internet the whole time I was there. And apparently Verizon now is something called Claro. I have no
GLaDOS?
fucking Claro, which means sure in English.
GLaDOS?
Sure.
Sure.
You want internet? Sure. Have it. And on top of that, so this is just a bullshit that begins. The island's beautiful. The whole place, Puerto Rico is an amazing looking place. It's beautiful. The beaches, the mountains, everything. The scenery is great. but the people just got worse and worse and worse in it. Before, when I was a little kid, you have beef with somebody, you have a problem, you duke it out with fists. You would beat the shit out of each other, and you would be fine. People, if you were defending yourself, you were fine. When I got here to America and I got into a fight, if I was defending myself, I would still get reprimanded. I would still get fucked. In Puerto Rico, you fight, you were defending yourself. All right, you're good to go. You were the victim. No, here in the United States, they fuck you up, and I think they should do that over there. I think they should do that over there and whatnot. But the worst thing that kind of came to my knowledge is that in the first, I was there for 2 weeks only. In the first month itself, there was over, like the month wasn't over, and we had over 50 murders in Puerto Rico.
January like 1st to.
We already have over
like 2 or 3 weeks.
Jesus.
We already had over 50 murders in Puerto Rico, and on top of that, this was like that made me be like, all right, I lost faith in everything.
Did you get to the stealing part yet?
Oh, not yet.
No. Okay.
Not
You
yet.
still kind of.
Well, I'm gonna go to a big point. There was a basketball game that week that I was there, and it was just a normal, like, let's say me and James were playing basketball. Nothing. We just whatever. But
This is like a basketball. This isn't like a school basketball game. This is
It's
like
a basketball.
It's just like
a pickup game.
a pickup game. Yeah. So apparently,
Is there any like
Wait,
links
What's the basketball
to
reference counter at?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
well, no, this is a part. Well, I've been talking about the murders and everything.
Yeah, something tells me this is gonna get sad. Don't make jokes.
So this dude gave this other dude a foul, and they started arguing about it to the point that the other guy brought a gun and shot him in the basketball court over a foul. No, I wasn't in there. I just saw it in the news.
You heard about it? Or
Yeah, in the news. I saw the news, and also before that, we had there's this thing called Fiesta San Sebastián, which is like the party of San Sebastian or whatever, and my cousin, actually, she was hanging out with her friend, and this dude bumped into a girl by a mistake. And so the girl didn't want to hit the dude because he was just being like really obnoxious. So he went and hit my cousin. So my cousin started fighting her and started whooping her ass. And at one point, when she was losing, 4 other girls came up and whooped her ass. 5-on-1. Like, it's just like this. There's no code anymore. Like, there's no morals. There's
What happens here? So what happened in high school. You
I get that, but
one,
like,
and then a bunch of people just.
But like now, majority of the times here.
That didn't happen in my high school. Just a bunch of people that came up and watched.
Yeah, they
Me
Yeah,
included.
that's
Oh!
but like, it got really bad because I remember before, if you have beef or whatever, I knew that in Puerto Rico it's filled with drug lords and crime and shit. It's been there from day one. But before, I could actually walk from from my grandma's to my friend's house and be
Is
completely
that how
fine.
many you fucking ate?
Oh my god.
No.
I'd be shitting your
I think I
pants.
ate 2 of those.
Oh, okay.
By the way, Spoon just ate a lot of fucking
Slim
Slim
Jims.
Jims.
Did
So
you just eat that whole fucking thing whole? You're a fucking pig.
You should have pictures drawn of you with food all around.
Slim
I
Jims.
might eat the paper.
little
but
salt on it.
But just going back to this, like a lot of murders have been happening over there. Things have changed to the point that you can't go out at night. Like, actually, everybody, like, I went to grab some McDonald's.
Is this a specific like section, or is this just like
This the whole island is pretty jacked up. Like, for the tourism areas, they're fine. Cause like when I did a fan meetup, and when it comes to malls or key points, there's more security there than you would ever think.
Yeah.
Like they wanted me to pay them so they could secure me for the fan meetup. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do a ghetto. I'm gonna do it in front of Toys R Us in the parking lot, and it worked. Also, just because I need to do this, I think his name is Leo, and I forgot his letter because I feel like an asshole for that. But shout out to you because he watches Creature Talk every day or every time that we release it over there. Every day. He can rewatch.
He can rewatch them. Yeah, go through.
But
the
he's saying that we have helped it
Does
a
he
lot.
watch the picture that gets put up with it, or I mean?
He actually he listens to us while he works out at the gym.
There you go.
And apparently you made a joke that made him laugh so much that he dropped the weight on one of his feet. So
That's pretty.
You're sick.
I-
You're sick,
That-
James.
how dare
I'm sorry.
I was listening
dare
to a
you.
podcast last night where it was the exact same thing. The guy was bench pressing, and like one of the hosts said something that made him laugh so much that like he couldn't lift the weight, so he was stuck
James,
like that
you're-
for 10 minutes.
Oh,
You're
man.
fucked up.
Just be like,
But yeah.
well, then don't listen to fucking podcasts while you're like, in the middle of working out. If it's categorized under comedy, what are you doing? Like,
right now, he's like listening to it, working out. He's just like, and, like,
put him down.
on the treadmill and goes against the wall.
Well,
You're listening now, Leo. Put down the weights.
The only thing I could say is like, yes, Puerto Rico is a great place if you're a tourist, I guess. But like, the crime has gone to the point that actually one of my friends that I grew up with in the same town kind of became like a drug lord. And one of the rules that I don't know if this any of you guys had any knowledge of this, but you don't shit where you eat. And he was actually stealing from houses. He stole from my grandmother's house. He stole from my uncle that lived in front. There was a lot of people, like a lot of robberies and shit like that.
Did he openly admit to stealing from your grandmother?
It was said. And I'm gonna put
Spoon's openly stealing from us right now.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
doing
put
anything.
Well, it doesn't matter because
Trying to take
that
that
Code in here.
It
What
doesn't
does
matter.
it even
Saying
give
he
you?
openly
That's
told
nice
you
weapon.
that he stole from your.
What kind of
No,
weapons?
it was a group. It was a group of
They
two
suck.
people that lived
What, the
around
DLC
us.
ones? That's what it
And-
gives you?
And
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
people were stealing.
You
Like,
bought them all too?
it came to a point
took
that
3
even
rappers.
everybody had to start like carrying
No, I was
their own
talking about
gun.
buying
Like
it.
my uncle had to buy a gun because like they broke into the back of his
did.
house and stole a lot of things. They stole pots, cooking pots from my grandmother. Like I'm like, really? And
Does
then
that?
Yeah, like,
And then your grandmother goes over to their house and be like, that looks pretty familiar.
well, no,
It's
it's
like, be quiet. Let me make you an omelet.
yeah, answer.
Everything
Go
will
away.
be alright.
But it was really depressing, and but other than that, the fan meetup was great. We had a great turnout. I had over 300 people, which I did not expect. So that was a big fucking victory for me. And yeah, they do not give a fuck about the police over there. They care more about the people at the mall than the actual law outside. And it's just like they have it all fucked up. And I love Puerto Rico, but I don't like how they're actually like having little kids like spot people that are not from the neighborhood. Like let's say you come over to my apartment complex, a little kid will spot you, go to like the big head honcho and be like, hey, this person's hanging out here, and they will fuck you up and take your shit. They're using little kids, and this has been done for like
they do
forever.
that here too.
Yeah, this has been done
They
for
do
like
that in
forever.
Breaking Bad too.
areas.
Huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Breaking Bad.
There was a problem in
Fucking
Chicago.
kid kills
for
a
bit.
guy.
There was a problem in Chicago for a bit where the like gangs were leaving children on corners. So like they were lost at night, and women would stop to try and help them, and they would just kind of kidnap the woman and then
wow.
rape her. So that's how they were.
It's fucked up, and like the main thing is like, yeah, Puerto Rico was always not the greatest place, but like when you just have to bring a gun to clean out the battle, like that's just shit. Like, duke it out.
The government needs to take a stand.
Well, that's why they were trying to rally to become like the 51st state.
Take. I thought Dan was gonna say.
Yeah, I
wait
thought so.
for it.
I was whispering it because you guys kept talking. Paper bag VG something.
But you can call me
squeegee.
P-back, call me down me sideways. Hey, it's better East back. But yeah, that's
Pretty sure weren't they voting to become like they wanted to become a state?
they're trying to, and like actually not too long ago, a few years ago, they actually put taxes in there. So now they actually have taxes. So I'm
What
like,
percentage is their
I don't know.
sales
It's
tax?
shit.
Not as shit as Chicago at 10 and a quarter. 10 and a quarter tax in Chicago there for you.
Like seriously, what I noticed is like everybody, and like this is gonna sound really corny, but everybody over there lives for the weekend. Like you don't see them do anything throughout the whole week, and then they blow everything, all their money and everything on the weekend. They go partying.
Everybody's working for the weekend.
Exactly. So it's just, I wish that everybody would kind of be a little bit more careful. Be careful with where you hang out. If you're from Puerto Rico, be smart, and don't trust anybody. Just don't, cause like.
This one goes out to all the Puerto Ricans out there.
There you go,
God.
Puerto Rico.
Like
Everybody.
to go to the movies. Especially you, Sly.
So yeah, this is my story, and now let's switch it up to something more happy.
I want to get to. Let's do Dead Space and then this.
Oh, that's
happy.
What an
that's
awesome segue.
It's a happy
Dead Space
happy.
3.
Hey, more depth. That's great. That's great. Go ahead.
It's not
Dead
even
Space
dead.
3.
Sure.
We did the stream the other day, which actually went phenomenal. I didn't expect it to do that. But yeah, we played the
No
first.
confidence at all. Fuck you.
The first
Yeah, right?
game, this 2 hours the first game, 2 hours the second game, then 4 hours of the third game.
That was a lot.
That was a lot of hours.
Yeah, we played a good chunk into the game. Probably not quite halfway.
No, we got to like chapter 7 or 8, somewhere around there.
Yeah. I think there's 20 chapters.
We got to the
in game.
planet. Yeah, we got to the planet and got to the first spider.
Yeah,
part
the first
and
boss
died,
that was
and
in
then-
the. You say he was in the demo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, but so far, what are people's thoughts that have been
I liked
playing
it up until it got to that space part where you're just flying around collecting parts because that just killed. The
That's
pacing.
right. I'm at that part now.
I did do some of the optional missions though, and those were pretty cool.
Yeah,
They're
the
just
side
like-
missions?
really?
Yeah.
You get like a bunch
What
of
is it,
stuff. and you
GTA?
can-
They
No, they
pretty
just
much
have
say,
like
"Oh,
they
hey,
send you.
I
They're sending
found
you
something."
to a certain ship, but you have the option to go to another ship.
Like the
Like, we're gonna do
The
Stress
Greeley.
ball.
Greeley, which Spoon loves the Greeley.
No, I hate the Greeley.
Fuck you. You're like
you.
he's like
let's go to the Greeley.
he wanted to do the main story
It's
mission. I said to go to
optional.
the Greeley to do the side mission. I mean, we did. It was like a good like hour and a half or so side mission. Like,
Yeah.
it's really good side mission. Like in terms of like.
An
You
hour,
guys
Does
like
that
an
say
hour
something for
two?
DLC missions in the future?
I don't know why it's integrated in the game already.
Why would
What
they
if the
want
DLC is too? It isn't.
If you have very good optional side missions, it obviously means you're gonna have very good DLC. Where the fuck do you make this kind of connection? Where? Why?
Have you gone? Mass Effect 1 had the most just terrible side missions in the main game,
It's
and the
Mass
DLC
Effect.
Mass
was
Effect
just
1
as
was
bad.
terrible in general.
It was
Like, what
not
are you talking-
terrible.
It was terrible in
Was
general.
it? You're
was
sick.
terrible.
Like
in
Mafia
general.
2. Play that DLC and tell me how that goes. That DLC
Didn't
was
Dan play the
miserable.
shit out of that?
Poop.
I told him about it, and he's like, "I'll see for myself. I want to give it a fair shake." And then he hated him.
He
Which one?
shook,
Mafia
he,
2
he
DLC.
shook that baby.
Oh God.
That was bad.
What got us around to that? I'm sorry, I'm working on the
We're
video.
talking about like Dead Sea. He brought.
He was
I was
saying how-
side missions compared to like what DLC would be.
He's
like.
saying an optional mission, if it's really well done in a game, it means that the DLC will be really good.
Where did he get that connection? Yeah, I don't.
No,
I'm-
yeah,
Out of
the
his
Mafia
ass.
2 thing is
What the fuck?
No.
Is
It can't just be that they worked on the. It's a part of
Yeah.
the main game.
not everything's Red Dead. Like
Yeah.
Red Dead and GTA. Like their DLC was amazing.
Door
Yeah.
opened.
Oh, door open.
Oh,
Broken
that's
voice.
great.
It's the Greeley.
This is a great.
You didn't like the Greeley?
No.
You don't like the Greeley at all, but then when it came time to the end of the mission, when we opened up the thing, the chest, and got all the loot and everything, he's, oh yeah, let me get all this stuff, what's all in here? Like, he was real quick
'Cause
to
it's
grab all
mine.
that shit. There was a lot of shit in there for
Yep.
a side mission.
I got like 3 spare parts boxes.
Yeah.
Tungsten was in there.
Some
like,
tongues?
Tungsten.
What's that?
Some metal.
Tungsten's a
Oh.
You can craft, like, we found this out, like, later on, I didn't know, like,
What is this? Minecraft? Go
it's,
ahead.
you can craft a lever. That you,
Oh, yeah.
because you use like in the second game
You
used
craft
to be
a
you
lever?
get power nodes in the second game.
Oh yeah, I remember
And
that.
you use the power nodes to open up like secret doorways that have just a bunch of loot in them.
Oh.
But in this one, instead of they took away the power nodes, but they have that you can because they have the crafting system now. You got a bunch of random shit that you can make.
Yeah, I saw that.
But
It
you
had
can
like
craft
shit
a
something.
lever, and you have to put it on a door because the door is missing a lever. I don't know why all these doors are.
What is
missing
this, Resident
levers.
Evil?
But you put
I
yeah,
guess,
you
yeah.
kind of you put the lever in, and then that's where all the loot
I
is.
didn't learn
Do you
about
need
that
to-
until like 4
Do you need
hours
to
into the
create
game.
constant levers or just the one and done?
You can make multiple. I
Well,
kept
when you
making
do-
them.
No, I'm saying
When you use a
are they
lever, it's
recyclable?
gone.
Oh, is it?
Okay,
Is
so-
it
Oh
one-
no! Once you use it on
Yeah,
the
it's
door,
like the
done.
power nodes,
Once
then.
you use it on the door, it's
Yeah.
done.
So it's a master key lever? Or just one, like just
It's a
it-
door.
It's like if
lever.
you
It's
come
like
across
one
a
that
door
you
that's missing its tongue lever,
tongue.
you put it on there and you get a
Alright.
bunch of loot and stuff like
I haven't
that.
found anything really good in them yet. Like
Really?
I found a little bit of tungsten, like maybe some supplies. Just it wasn't anything that great. In
I don't
those
know.
doors
Well,
yet.
we found a spare part in one of them. I think it was a
I don't
part
think
to a
I-
No, it
gun.
was like really late in the.
Yeah, I found.
Yeah,
a
I
couple
know, but I'm
parts
saying there was a part
Yeah.
in there at least, like something that you could use to craft other guns. But
I guess it's decent stuff.
Like a bunch of ammo.
I never played a Dead Space.
I mean, I don't know if you. I don't even know if you use any of that shit for anything else. Maybe that's like its sole purpose in the game, the tongue thing.
I think
like-
they go into like higher level upgrades for the suit and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I
I
think that's part of it too.
I didn't have any fucking suits. I had one suit. Like this guy had like 3 suits or something. He kept
4.
changing them
what an asshole!
right in front of me, and I couldn't change. I had the main one. It's then when you get, I guess, till you get to the snow place, his suit breaks finally, and then he gets the fur one. And I was like, that's it. I don't get any other fucking suits. I had to download the DLC to get the suits. It was the only way.
I had the Mass Effect one.
Yeah, he did too.
That's all I'm wearing.
Except he was a
pretty much.
secondary character, so his was bright red.
Yeah.
The whole armor is red.
It's
Ew.
gross. And I think
nasty.
I think the stripe on the arm is black. Like it's.
It's like inverted.
reversed?
Yeah, they inverted it.
It's like a
so-
reskin for a god in high res.
Yeah,
It didn't look too bad.
It'd be kind of like that, yeah.
It didn't look too bad. the suit that he picked up.
It depends on
afterwards
how.
was-
I wouldn't. Be
That
able
was
to
You
one
know.
picked that
amazing.
ugly one that had like
That was
15
amazing.
fucking like slices in the visor, and it looked so dumb. It was like, which hole do you see out of? There's like
All of them.
15 like lines going across his
can
face.
look
And
at
it probably
I grew-
shines a nice grid everywhere. That's like.
I grew-
Yeah,
Right
it's
in my
cool
face.
because we were looking like it showed like for mine. What did it show? Like a V or something like that. When I look
Yeah.
at the wall or something like that, because it shows like shapes
it
of
shows the
your
shape of
visor, on the wall. That's pretty
Just,
cool.
like, taped
Yeah, that's
into
what
the
I'd
wall.
see.
Yeah,
first,
it's just
and I was
like a bunch
oh,
of
looks pretty
lines.
cool.
So,
Girl
so what
eyes.
do we say about Dead Space
In my
though
face.
so far? What do you think? If
I
you
like
could,
it.
if you could give a score system, if
People have been saying this, and that
People.
every time something goes this far, like with sequels, that it's going more away from the survival horror into a regular third-person
It's like
shooter.
every survival horror
So
game,
Resident Evil
unless it's
kinda.
like
Yeah.
one of those like indie games
Do
where
you
it's
see
made
that,
by
though?
like a horror purist, where it's like they want to keep the roots,
but
like
is
Amnesia.
is that bad? Do you guys so far?
It's not a bad
Do
thing,
you guys
it's just
enjoy it as
different.
much as like the
Yeah, it's
first
just
two?
different. I don't know.
I still like the second one better so far.
Yeah.
If you can get from 1 to 5, 5 being the best, what do you give?
It's weird because I like co-op,
4.5.
but I mean,
4.5?
I don't like that they did
Spoon
that.
gives him 4.5. What would you give him?
What?
For if from 1 to 5 being 5 the best, what would you give him so far at this
Probably
point?
the same. I don't know.
4.5.
1 out of
Maybe a little
5
bit.
Creature Talk
I don't know. Like
likes.
you're saying, the human enemies are kind of meh.
Yeah, the newer
You
enemies.
shoot him in
are
the head
like-
once, it's a.
They're done.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you shoot somebody in the head.
No, I'm talking about
Done.
like the long
The ones with the
necromorphs with the axe.
yeah, the axes
Yeah.
and the
Yeah, I don't like
ice
those
picks.
guys.
I don't think them adding co-op made it like.
They make it scarier. Just made it.
Yeah, I
funnier.
know. I mean,
Oh,
if
yeah.
they kept the same formula from the first one and added co-op, I think it would have did. It would have been
Better?
scary.
Well, that's what I was saying. People have been saying like, why don't like me? They were saying like, why don't you and Seamus do it? And I was like, the Dead Space that I did play, I played it by myself. So why would I play it co-op when that kind of defeats?
Because it's not scary anymore.
People
So it
ask
doesn't
me,
doesn't make it
matter.
how
by myself.
How am I supposed to, like,
Is it any
go, oh
different?
man, what was that?
I mean, we've seen the difference at E3. We've seen like a little bit of
I
difference.
mean,
in-
I haven't
in
played the co-op to know. I'm assuming they add more enemies.
I think it's more funny when we have
Oh
like.
yeah, they do.
yeah. I mean,
I'd
it would be
imagine.
super unbalanced. Even
Like
on,
you were saying, when you cut off their arms to TK it and throw it at them.
Yeah.
That would normally kill them in like the first game.
Yeah,
Oh, I
just
remember
have
that.
that was a
That's in the
technique that
second
I used
one.
all the time in the
Yeah.
second one to get through shit. I
You
was
were
using it on the
cleaning
stream.
house. I remember.
Third
that.
one with him, I can't do it because they survive that shit.
Really?
They get right back up.
It takes like
Yeah.
two
There was
or
a part
three.
where he had to
That
do
sucks.
a fucking puzzle, and I had to fight like 6 or 7 enemies by myself, and I was getting my ass
You
beat.
can't get off the machine either.
Yeah.
Really?
So he has to be.
It was just
prepared.
me.
Oh, that's
like, and I
annoying.
was just like
That's
getting
annoying.
And in
owned.
that part in single player, because I'm only playing up until we.
Yeah.
To the. Up to
Is
the
it
part.
different?
Yeah, like when you're doing the puzzle, no enemies come out, and they come out like right after.
Ah.
Okay.
They don't come out while you're
That's
doing the
easy,
puzzle.
easy peasy lemon squeezy. What the hell?
But in the co-op one, I'm on the thing like.
And I'm
doing
getting
shapes
fucked up.
And then James is out there with
And
his
then
gun.
James is like, "Ah!"
Have you gotten the Ripper yet?
No.
One of the DLC weapons.
we
is,
built some shit like just garbage.
It was
weapons.
every time we use
we were like crafting and we were like, oh man, like
This
we
is
got
gonna be so
this
good.
big ass fucking gun, and then all of a sudden like a tunnel full of them come out, and we're just shooting, and they're just running through it and just hitting us. And, like,
Nothing's
no,
happening.
I
limbs
I
are
got
falling
one of
off
the
or
DLC weapons is a plasma cutter with the Ripper on the bottom.
Oh,
Ooh,
that
DLC?
thing-
You're like
that
asking me
thing-
if I got it,
Yeah.
like as if it's in the store or something. You just fucking bought the DLC.
It's pretty good though. I like
Okay.
Of course, you
cheater.
bought it. It better be good.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You're not even crafting.
Did you
or
pre-order
anything.
from
I've crafted
GameStop?
a few things. No, I just pre-ordered on Origin right before the stream.
Yep.
So it gave it to me.
Those guns are pretty good too. Those
But
pre-order
but
guns.
yeah.
I got the code eventually, pretty late
I
from
got one.
Amazon.
But it's
Yeah,
so the game is it worth buying if you could say that? It's
That's
like
worth
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
For,
long
for
enough
like
game.
one of the
Experience.
first big releases
It's like-
that come out this year.
It's
yeah.
not like one of those games that's like a 5-hour long game and
Okay.
you know,
It's
it's,
probably
a
gonna
good,
be
it's a
pushing 10 or
good
more.
length that you can extend it. But
I'm
All
like,
right.
what are you
I've
doing?
always,
Are
I've
you,
always liked the.
you trying to wrap up here? Is that
Yeah,
what
of
you're
course.
doing?
We gotta wrap it up. We've
why
been
do we have to
talking.
wrap it up?
Oh, you guys want to continue?
No, now it's done. You crossed it out. I can't input because you wanted to move it along.
We're gonna do now the next one that we have that you've been.
Which is just
I
gonna
was
be
the only
Seamus.
one who probably played it.
Well, then
I
let's.
bought it only for the sole
let's
sole
hear it.
purpose that it had the Vita copy with it, the cross buy.
Oh, yeah.
Same
Ah.
thing with All Stars, they had the cross buy on it. So
Oh,
I was
there
just
you
like,
go.
we're going to Vegas. So I was like, I'm just gonna get the game so I can get the Vita version and then play it while I'm over there. Never played it while I was over there. Like I forgot my headphones, so for one I couldn't do anything there, but the flights were a lot shorter than what
Really?
kind of predicted.
They're
so,
pretty quick.
Yeah, what was that? Like an hour flight or
It
something?
was like an hour
Yeah.
and 15 hour and a
That would have
half.
been just a road trip right there. Would have been even
You can't
better.
really
wasn't too
pull
bad.
out anything for like 20 minutes anyway.
I could
It
pull out
was like
something.
What'd you pull out?
My penis.
That's gross.
penis.
Okay, what do you think about it so far, Seamus?
What are we talking about?
How about
Seamus?
Sly Cooper?
Sly Cooper. These are times.
Yeah, we didn't even mention it.
Slyfox Cooper.
Slyfox Cooper thieves.
I never played a
Has
Sly Cooper game in my life. You know that?
Any of them?
Huh?
Never in my
so.
life. I played a Sly Cooper game.
The irony.
I wanted to.
Well, you're a fox, and isn't he like a raccoon?
Yeah, it looks like a raccoon.
There you go. That's
You
why
dig
I
through
went.
trash.
No, you don't dig. You can break trash cans and get money out of it.
That's
but
digging through trash.
That's
That's
digging
breaking
trash.
That's what they do.
That's breaking and entering a
Breaking
garbage
Those
can.
stupid raccoons.
So what's your thoughts on this game so far?
I kept to the roots a lot. It reminds me of the second game. The whoever does the voice acting got a lot better.
How
If
so?
you ever played the first game, it sounds like
Like-
really timid and not that good. And then the second game was still the same, but by this one, it's like, because I was saying, like, I don't know if it's the same voice actor. It kind of sounds like him, but he got a lot better.
I always hate when they change voice actors. Like, what was that one thing with Infamous?
Infamous?
I hated that.
Oh, yeah.
But I got used to it really quick because
Yeah, you don't like Cole's new voice?
I
It's
like
kinda-
I like it.
I didn't at first either, but going back to play the first one, I found his first one's voice
Kinda
to be
be
kind of
re-
like
yeah.
really, really rough. Like it was like
He was hard.
He was always.
But yeah, so the
something in his
voiceovers
throat
did,
all the time.
so
Yeah.
I noticed that. So voiceovers in newer games are just better, but that should be the case with anything new.
It's probably
Yeah.
Nolan North.
Nolan North.
But so
The guy improved quite a bit, and then
I don't. Oh no, keep going.
it's just, it reminds me a lot of the earlier games. Like, they didn't change the formula a whole lot, but it just feels better. And they changed the style a little bit, so it's like a little bit more mature looking. Before, it looked kind of kiddie, a little bit cell shaded. Like,
wasn't that the
Yeah, it
audience
was
they were
cell
shooting
shaded.
for?
yeah, it was
I
like
remember
kind of.
seeing
I think it's still
screen
cell shaded, but they made everyone look a little bit older. Like, they don't look like they're just like teenagers or
Oh.
So it's like Rugrats, like all grown
something
up.
like that.
Yeah.
They just like kind
You
of
know, Scottie Pippen. You know,
it's like Jordan now compared to Jordan then.
when he was, North.
I was
North
going with the
Kakalaki.
show, the cartoon Rugrats and Rugrats all grown up.
We're
Shut
going with
up.
basketball. This
Oh,
is
basketball.
The theme.
Allen Iverson.
What happened to that guy?
I don't know.
Didn't he get like tried for murder or something,
He
or
probably
beating
did.
his wife?
He was hanging out with R. Kelly
Okay.
or something. But
Yeah,
going back to Sly
Okay.
Cooper.
Watch it. Be
I never
completely
played it.
tame
What-
and
what
not
c-
anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
I have
Like,
a
did he kill
quick question
somebody?
because like, has anybody else played a Sly Cooper game?
Yep.
No,
He
other
just
than-
he asked that.
he
Yeah,
did?
and
And everyone's like,
Nobody.
No.
What is it?
I
What
wanted to,
is,
but
is
I
it like
never-
a what
I
is
had-
it? Is it like a fighter game?
It's like an
a puzzle
adventure game where like
Is
in
it
the first
side-scroll?
game. No, it's like a 3D platformer.
Oh, that's cool.
In the
With
first
stealth
game,
elements.
yeah,
right?
there's some stealth elements.
That's why I never liked him in All Stars. I hate
The
it.
first game was kind of difficult because you pretty much only had like one hit and then you're dead. But then you could collect 100 coins, you get this little horseshoe thing, and then it would give you an extra hit. But
Okay.
in second, third, and the new game, it's like a health meter, so they made that a little bit easier. But
Okay.
the first game, like, he got a book stolen from his family forever ago. Now he's old enough, and he's trying to get it back.
A
and-
book?
Yeah.
That's a
it,
story?
it has all of his moves and stuff, like his family's history in it, so he wants to get it back. It's like how to
So
be a
he
thief.
so he gets pages and something like
Yeah,
that.
he has to get the
I
pages
figured.
back from him.
I figured.
That was the story.
Alan Wake.
But like he
Probably doesn't narrate them though when he like gets it.
He goes through a bunch of bosses. Like, that's the game. You get to a stage, you go through, and then you figure out, what you need from this person. You beat the boss, you get it, you go on to the next stage. That's pretty much how it progresses.
How long is it? Did you finish it?
This one? No, I'm probably about 3 hours in, and I'm only on, like, episode 2 of 6 or 7.
Holy shit.
It was only $40 too. It was
Oh,
pretty cheap. And then
damn.
they had the HD collection come out for Sly 1, 2, and 3.
That's sick.
That was like last year. That's probably $30 or $40 too.
I think I even have that. I still haven't.
I
Played
don't
it.
I don't have
Still
that.
haven't played it.
I don't know why.
So, out of 5 Creature Carls, what would you give it?
Give it like a 4.5 right now.
Why everybody give? Is that a?
I wasn't gonna
is
give
that
Dead
a
Space 3 a 4.5. No one asked me my opinion.
Oh!
That's what I wanted to say, but you crossed it out.
I'm sorry. He crossed it out.
But you said it, and then he crossed it out.
I was asking everybody.
So
Nobody
back
was
up,
saying-
back up, and give your score on Dead Space.
Give me Dead Space score.
I give it 3.5 or 4.
3.5.
That's
Settle
space
on
part.
something.
I'm gonna go 3 and
So
3/4 right now.
Did you die a lot there or something?
No, I've only died once. It was just like floating around doing nothing. It was just
You gave
kinda
Sly Cooper
tedious shit.
4.5, and then you gave Dead Space 3.5.
I gave it 3 3/4 because he told me to settle. So I went
3 3/4.
But I'm not done with it. Like, it's subject to change.
It's the
Okay.
approximation of 2 creature Kobe's out of 5 creature Carls.
There you
Something
go.
like that.
I get that.
Yeah, the only time I died was like when you have to fight all those scraggly looking guys with the spike.
Chicken wings?
No, it's
Not
just
the-
like the tall, lanky guys you find at some point. We ran into them, I'm pretty sure.
The regens?
No, not them.
The Endermen?
There's a part where
Those
you
things.
you have to move a wall, and he was doing it. You have to match up the little pegs. Like you have to turn the dials and get the whole thing connected.
Oh.
You remember
Oh
that?
yeah,
it was,
no,
it was
I
like
remember.
it was one of the last parts.
the, like
When you move the
humans.
spike thing back, like I tried to run and a guy blocked the door, and I was like, "Fuck!" I shot him and it smashed me. I was like, "Son of a bitch!" That was the first time I died. I was like, "Fuck!" I was
What
gonna be
difficulty were you playing?
good. Hard.
I
You
always
guys playing
played
Impossible?
normal.
I wanted to. He pussied out.
What are you guys playing on then? Hard.
Hard.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say him.
Yes, you did. Don't fucking try it. Don't fucking try it. I was like, man, play on Impossible. Why? No. Why? Then I get into it, and in the first episode, you were like, "Why'd you put it on hard?" Because he got down in the very first fucking. There was like two enemies, and he got down right away. And he was like, "Man, I need help." And I was like, "Spoon, I don't think they're gonna give you any help because you're not supposed to die this fucking early in the game." He was like down right away. He was red the entire time.
He was just testing the enemy. That was all his planning. He
Gauge
did
Yeah,
not-
what I like
difficulty.
doing in games, I like running in and dying to see how many hits
Yeah.
it takes
See?
first. Before
It's
I
like- it's the
actually
same
go
thing in
down.
Call
I'm
of
sure
Duty.
it's pretty. I mean, on Impossible, it probably would have been ridiculous because they ramp it up anyway for co-op. So we probably would have been.
Oh yeah, you would have
fucked.
been done dead.
I don't know.
Done.
Oh yeah, those
Dunked
regen
it.
things, like in single player, they only send one after you.
No, they sent 2.
No, I've had two.
No,
They
they
sent
had
2,
two?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I had two.
Yep.
At
I only
first
had
they
one.
sent
At first
one.
it's 1, and then later on, when you're starting to kind
Well,
of
to the
run
part
around,
where
Oh my
we
God.
had like
Two.
two.
Part with the flames going through the
Yeah.
engine thing.
Yep.
There's two.
Yeah,
Engine,
there's
engine,
2 in
and
there.
I didn't get to that part.
Played
Again,
on
they were
easy?
running ahead. They were running
I'm
ahead
playing them
though.
hard.
I'm
Oh,
playing.
okay. I was gonna
He
say.
you weren't-
stuttered.
you guys
I don't
running?
believe him. Yeah. You're playing a gnome.
Why would I play on easy?
Because it's fun.
It's you.
I don't get the normal achievement.
You are
The
normal.
normal
Then
achievement.
play
I
normal.
don't even get an achievement for beating it on easy.
Mm.
So why would I play it on
It's
easy?
the
'Cause
experience.
You'll probably
Easy
get them all
has to
anyway
be
if they
so-
stack. Once we
I'm-
beat it, well, you'll probably get them all.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
like,
What are you gonna
that's
say?
just-
Easy?
I can't imagine how easy is because I'm on normal right now and I haven't died yet, and I'm to the part where. we're
And
at
then
the-
Kootra sucks.
Yeah, I'm pretty, so easy must be so
Because
like.
he doesn't say bullets or shit. He just goes like it's
Just goes
Christmas.
balls to the
Yeah,
wall.
no, I
He
was
thinks
shooting
he's
quite
Santa
a
Claus.
bit.
Everybody gets bullets. Fuck it. Like it's just crazy.
But yeah, it's really easy compared to like.
No
when
wonder
we
you
play
think the
on
fucking
hard.
Ripper is so good. Then he probably just like and just going through everybody. Like, that thing is
He
fucking
gives them haircuts.
unbelievable.
That's what you do on hard and it doesn't hurt the enemy.
All right.
You chop
So-
off their limbs, they're still coming out.
Are we good with this?
What is this? Cookies?
Oh yeah.
That was
he-
Spoon's
Spoon wanted
contribution.
cookies, and then I questioned him.
That was
don't
Spoon's
cross that out.
contribution.
You want to talk about the process of cookies being made or something?
Yeah, how you-
Yeah, they're cookies. You're not
Spoon's special
real.
recipe for cookies.
Are we gonna start with this one? Because
Okay,
I'm
so-
excited
so-
for this.
so-
I'm gonna piss real quick though.
Here comes the next hour of the,
The-
podcast.
yeah, this'll be the
Since we're
last.
the first hour down.
So Vegas,
Get out of here, Cruz. I need to pee.
Man, what are you
Going this
doing?
way.
You're gonna break something.
Oh God.
Wow.
Vegas.
Now that we have another quick break, I want to remind you to go watch Trapville
Again?
premiere. Yes. I want to plug it every fucking 15 minutes.
Strapville. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Strapville. Spread it like fire. That's
wanna
why
watch
just put
it.
on an annotation. I was like, if
Already
you
watched
want
it.
to see more of this series, spread it like fire.
Is it live?
No.
No. We'll make it
It
live.
is
but
live, but it's not live
It's
right
live
Spread
for
it.
them.
Yeah, for them.
You
But
should have
not
put like
for
a
us.
basketball reference, like spread it like Shaq's free throw.
Papa, dunk.
Like, what was
Papa
it?
dunk.
What do they call it? The
Dunk the like button if you liked it.
what do they call it in basketball? The hit miss ratio or whatever, like the
Field goal percentage?
field goal percentage in basketball.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's,
sure it's
no,
field
that's
goal.
what
Really?
it
Is
is,
it?
right? Yeah, field goals are.
He was
called-
ready to tear you apart.
Yeah, I was. I was like, what? Really?
I'm pretty sure it's field
No,
goal
it's
percentage.
field goal. They're called field goals.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
there you
in the
go.
field
About
and they
to.
make a goal.
There
It's
you
on
go.
the field and they make the goal.
Yeah, there you go.
Basketball
Well, then
field.
put that Shaq's field goal percentage.
That's terrible.
Is terrible.
I know, that's right.
He doesn't make any goals on free throws.
What are you talking about?
Jack.
We
Shaq,
took it. We
it's
took it
free
back.
throws.
We
He
took
was
it back
asking
to
what
basketball.
the hit miss ratio was
Oh,
in basketball.
it's 10 out of 10. He misses everything. He's really bad at free throws.
They've made jokes about it in his several movies.
Oh yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
His movies were jokes. That's
It's just like, I'm terrible at these.
Yeah, wasn't that one part where he had to throw like a little piece of paper in like a small crack when like a building was on fire? He's like, I don't know, man. I think I can't do this. And he just like
It's either like Steel or
yeah,
Shazam, one of the
Man
two.
Steel or something like that.
Steel, no, it was Steel.
Man of Steel.
Oh
Oh God.
You guys
It
saw
was,
that
well,
already?
Steel was somebody who did crossovers with Superman every once in a while, so because it was all
Well,
DC.
Oh, there goes the table.
Superman.
What a
movie
terrible
just
cash out on that franchise.
What about his other movie, Shazam? That shit was fucking.
Yeah,
When I was a little kid, I loved it, and then I realized it's just a.
Shaq Fu.
yeah. Check.
It was just a horror movie.
This past few days, we went to Las Vegas, Nevada.
How was that? Was that
the,
fun?
The Dice Awards 2013, the 16th annual Dice Awards, which is, if you don't
16th
know,
or
16th. It was 16th.
Why did
Jimmy
I?
looked
Why
it
did
up.
I never heard
And-
this?
No one there did.
Okay.
No, yeah. no
This,
one really
this must
heard
be
it.
the first highly publicized
Yeah,
year of
I
last
ne- I
year it
never-
was,
Yeah,
but
maybe
not
they just
as
did
much.
it. Yeah, maybe they just did it under the table. type
They-
thing.
but
'Cause
it's pretty
industry
much-
only anyway.
It's pretty much a
so-
bunch of game devs getting together and giving each other awards for achievements and stuff.
Oh,
which
you
is-
did a good game
it's,
here.
It's not
pretty-
just Dev giving like Dev an award or whatever.
That's
They have
stupid.
like an
It's like
academy
there's-
and
it's
shit
like the
like that.
it's peer awards because all the people on the academy are developers.
The
or,
awards are pure.
or were developers at
Pure.
one point. So it's pretty prestigious because it's all these talented people giving showing each other how well they did. Anyway, Journey swept. Everything.
Yeah, I saw that. They pretty much
It
won
followed
everything, apparently.
closely behind
Walking,
by Walking Dead.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, the
They-
only time you could tell that Journey wasn't gonna get something is if Walking Dead was in there at the same time.
There's a
because
chance,
then it
yeah,
was
that
like a
Walking
chance.
Dead,
Then it was
yeah.
a toss up.
But yeah, every
Walking
time
Dead won out
Journey-
a couple times.
Yeah, I
but
know.
I think almost
very
every single
rarely.
time Journey was nominated, it got the award.
I heard that he was like that game itself. I'd seen it.
Have
and
you
it
guys
looks-
ever played it?
no
none
one's
of
ever
us-
played it.
none
It's
of
like
us
just
have.
this
It's
random
fun.
game.
You
that's-
just like the way it starts off is just like.
Oh,
you're
you
just-
played it?
Yeah,
Just
I
walk,
have.
Oh, go
right?
ahead.
You just walk.
Yeah, you're like
Oh.
a fucking quilt
Sounds fun.
in the desert, and then you just walk.
How
and
did
you
it
have to, like,
get
make
so
your
many
way up
awards?
to this fucking mountain with the light shining through, and then you just I don't know. It's really
that sounds
There's-
fun.
there's,
like-
I
it's
heard a lot
so
of
weird.
Oh God!
I
Does
heard
it
a lot
take-
You-
it's hard to explain.
You should write their articles and sell
No,
their
I'd be
game.
fucking horrible. I'd be 0
You're
out
a
of,
quilt
like,
in the
5.
desert.
You're
You're
a
a
quilt.
mountain. Yeah. You're like a fucking
It's
quilt.
fun.
Isn't it-
And you
isn't
go
it-
up to this thing that.
Isn't
uh,
it more
light
for the
shining
scenery?
on.
Isn't the game?
fucking scarf?
Isn't the game more about the scenery and the puzzles?
Pretty much.
It's more about the, I guess, art aspect.
Yeah,
of
it's
it.
an artsy kind of because they kind of go crazy with the. Isn't there like a scarf on it that
Yeah.
trails and?
You have to like jump on it, and then like the longer your scarf gets, the higher you can jump. Or
It
some
looked. It
shit.
looked like
Oh.
there was platforming elements and stuff like
Yeah,
that. It
it's-
looked. It looked pretty interesting.
They must have had some kind of innovations in there to get them the awards.
There's.
though.
I heard a lot of the people we were with just kind of not trashing it, but kind of being a little bit, flippant about it and being like, "Oh, it's some stupid random game," and it's just like
you're just a
that
scarf.
doesn't invalidate it just because you haven't played it.
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
it looks.
Well,
Kinda
didn't-
artsy.
didn't-
it
wasn't
looked.
that-
It looked pretty fun.
Wasn't that like what happened at first with Minecraft? Everybody was like, "Dude, you're playing with fucking Legos," and now everybody and their mother fucking plays it. My mother tried playing it. I said, "Stop."
But they were saying about
My
The Walking
sisters
Dead. Oh,
just
it's
got
not a
it.
game. It's a movie. You just,
Oh, yeah.
You don't do
Yeah,
anything.
they were
cutscenes.
saying. Yeah, some people. were
Isn't
saying
that like that new game that
cutscene
came out?
the game or
Nino,
whatever.
what is it? Something really.
Resident Evil 6.
No, no, it's Nino Kushi or something like that. And it has
Nino
a lot.
Kuni?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And it's like it has a lot of like
There you go.
That's like a
clips.
RPG
It's a
shit ain't it, or
JRPG,
something
yeah.
like that.
It's like a super long JRPG.
That's usually how they are, though.
So what's
Yeah,
going on
and
with this?
and then we saw Gaben up on
Gaben?
stage.
On stage.
He was
Ah.
and then Syndicate met him down, or didn't meet him, but he talked.
walked
He
by
passed
him.
by him.
And
Yeah.
I know. I saw him. I saw Syndicate. He's like, "Yeah, I know." I'm like, "Go Syndicate,
Yeah.
go yo."
Yeah, that was.
He got what was it, Hall of Fame or whatever?
Yeah,
he got
he
put into the Hall
put
of
in,
Fame, so
Who?
it's pretty cool.
Gabe?
Gabe, yeah.
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
for-
Gabe's pretty.
Did I not
revolutionary.
hear something about him? Just real quick. Didn't I hear him and JJ Abraham?
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Did I fuck
J.J.
that up?
Abrams.
Oh, Abrams. I'm sorry.
J.J. Abrams, yeah, the guy.
Guys, by the way, I wish everybody was able to see what happened. All the guys,
Everybody was.
everybody just went and melted to their chairs.
I think everybody listening just like shit their pants.
J.J. Abraham.
I like Abraham Lincoln.
They did a keynote speech, and from what I had heard about it, they're pretty much saying that they're going to be working together on on like a Half-Life or
I heard a Portal movie, and
Half-Life or
It's
Portal.
either or probably.
Yeah.
I just really hope they don't fuck that up, cause like.
If Gabe is working on it, you think he's gonna let him fuck it up?
Well, at least
know who Gabe is.
At least he didn't pick M. Night Shyamalan to do.
Yes.
Well,
because he fucked up Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that shit was non-fuckable.
Yeah,
How can you fuck that shit up?
Well, they took the humor out of it. That was the big thing.
They took everything out of it. They called the main actor something different.
How are they gonna make a Half-Life movie when the main character doesn't even talk?
Oh.
The same way they were gonna make.
Maybe that's why they won't do that.
maybe
Halo
sure.
doesn't talk either. Yeah.
So how are they gonna make a movie about it?
Maybe
They use the co-op robots.
Maybe it will be like Scrubs, how he goes into his mind all the time. And he's like, maybe I need to shoot this portal up there.
I'd give that movie a negative star if they did that.
Ah, okay.
Negative star.
Just so long that they
So it goes
don't.
below 5 or 10 or whatever rating
So that's
they give.
1 creature Cody out of 5 creature Carls.
It's
So long as they don't,
That's
they
gonna
don't
be the
like,
negative.
Carls.
they can't cast Mark Wahlberg for any of that.
Leave
him out of
He'll
it.
be busy filming Transformers 4.
Mark Wahlberg is Gordon Freeman.
Let him go.
No.
Paul Walker as Agent 47.
Ed Norton.
in Hitman.
Ed Norton.
Edward
as
Norton
Freeman.
as Eli Vance.
Jason Statham as Commander Shepard.
Oh God.
JJ was saying he was interested in working with Gabe on a video game with Valve, and also with Portal 2 there was actually a crossover thing with Super 8, where they had if you go
On the
in
main menu.
Yeah, if you go on the menu, you can go in and you
yeah.
can play kind of like a sequence that happens in the movie,
Yeah.
but as a character, because there's a big train crash.
He's wearing off on you.
Hi, how you doing?
Abraham Lincoln directed the scene greatly. J.J. Lincoln. But, so, yeah, like, there's a big train clash.
Clash.
Okay, so
Just
let me
keep going.
Let me
Don't worry
power
about
through
the-
this. Train crash
There
in
you
the
go.
movie.
This is
And, you see it as the main characters outside of it, but in the game, you actually play somebody who's in the train when it crashes. And
That
it's
sucks.
pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff.
I like that.
Yeah,
Are they
that,
gonna make a Super 8 movie or a game?
Didn't that movie
not that I know
flop?
of.
Didn't that movie flop?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
I don't think it
I didn't. I haven't seen it yet. Then
It's
It's
the one
good.
that I
It's
thought
on
was shit,
Netflix.
right?
It's on Netflix.
That's the one I thought was shit.
Have you seen it?
Was it the one that we watched on there? What was the one that we watched? That was Battle LA, I think.
Battle
Oh, yeah,
LA.
Battle LA.
That
Oh.
was shit.
I like Battle LA.
Didn't you play the
I heard
game
it
for
was
that?
bad.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
shit
that's
too.
the one where they bleed brown.
Wasn't there like aliens and shit like that in that crap or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
They bleed brown. So that's pretty much the Dice Awards. We'd see Gabe. We stole some dice.
I stole some dice.
plushies.
Fuck you. You didn't steal shit. I gave you mine.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah, you did
James was very intent on going down.
He really
and stealing
tapped into
dice.
his Puerto Ricanness.
He did.
He
It
really.
didn't matter. You know what? We went down. I told him I was sitting next to Horton. And I was like, I want a fucking dice. I want to steal dice. Like, I want a dice.
They had like 4 per table.
They were. You were supposed to take them home. Everyone was grabbing.
They were like
them,
At the
they're
end.
fuzzy. They're
Yeah,
fuzzy.
at the end,
fuzzy.
They're
but
plush
James-
toys.
Okay.
And I was like, I want to get one of them. And like, I was
Weren't
like,
you in
let's
the
go
balcony?
down. Huh?
Weren't you in the
Yeah, we were in the
balcony?
balcony. There were none up there.
Oh, okay.
I was telling him, I was like, let's go down and try to get one or
This is
whatever.
before the
I'll
show
grab one.
started.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
And then we went down there, and the guy, like, on the second floor, the security guy, he was like, can't come in here. Got to go back up. Because we showed him the wristbands. He was like, you're on the balcony.
We had the wrong.
So we went back
wristbands at
up,
the
and then we
time.
were like, well, let's try to go all the way, all the way to the bottom and see, like, if we could get through onto the tables. Go all the way to the bottom. Some guy was really quick to
He
fucking
just
come
came
over.
right over it
He was
with
just
the
like, no, you
wristband.
guys got to go back upstairs. You got to go
Wow,
back
the
upstairs.
security. Yo, we
After-
need the security.
right
We need
after-
that as policemen in Puerto Rico. They
They're
will get
really
shit done
quick.
This
quick.
is, of course, right after Syndicate. I think Chimney and T. Martin all went down and got food down there, and then came back up. No one stopped them. We go down there and like, get back upstairs.
So then, like, Luke we came up, and Luke is from Machinima or whatever. If you don't
Yeah, I know
whatever.
Luke.
Yeah, he came up because he was saying that he was trying to get us. He was trying to get us a table. So he thought he had everything squared away. Like, he thought he had a table for us. He was saying, bring everyone down.
He was
We-
hanging
we-
out down there. He put his jacket off.
He had
and
everything down there. We had a table and everything. And we go down there. The same exact guy that kicked us out Quick comes up. Yeah, I don't know. I just ran over to the table. But like,
Stop me, let me see your wristband. And it was like purple, and he was like, "No, you have to go back."
It's like because he was right there.
Pointing at Luke. I'm like, he's right there.
Yeah, he started talking to Luke, and we like the table was right there. Like you can picture the table, and then right next to the table there's like a guardrail, and that's where Luke was talking to the guy, and I was like right behind Luke, and I was just like the fucking dice were right there, so I just took one and I smashed it, like I crumbled it up and like put it in my pocket.
Dude, that is
I noticed.
No one noticed.
No one noticed. I just walked back with him, like when we got booted back up.
But
I was like, I got what I wanted. I got a dice. Like that's what I wanted.
We had the wrong wristbands on.
Luke
for
had
some
the
reason.
purple too.
Yeah,
You make me proud.
We didn't get
you
those
make me
till,
proud
like,
It was
to
the
funny.
end of the
You
show.
make me proud.
Oh, so then you were able
But then,
to go
like,
down.
I mean, midway through the show, Luke got somebody to give us the pink ones, which are the ones that we could actually get downstairs.
Okay.
So then at the end of the show, we went down there, and everyone pretty much took their dice.
Grabbed
Except, there was a
Except
few of them.
for
There was a few of
me,
them.
Gus from Rooster Teeth.
Yeah,
he
Gus
left his,
didn't take his.
he left 2 on their table, so I was like, I'm getting there.
So I took one, and Dan took one, and then I found another one on the floor. So I had 3 total, and then this guy's like, what you? I want one! I want one!
Yeah, Jordan. He's like, you already have one.
How did he go again? How did That's so him!
And then I gave him a dice, so that way he'd shut up.
Yeah.
Fucking little kid.
I was happy.
Fucking little
It's
kid.
not the first time we've run into a wristband problem.
Oh, God.
At the Nintendo conference where
Oh,
you
yeah.
had a different color. You're like, "Yeah, I'll see you later," and you were gonna leave us. I was like, "No, fuck you. Go talk to her. I want to go over there behind Mr. Kotick over there."
I just realized I have now taken Gus's dice and tried to take Bernie's drink.
You're a fucking thief to the
Man.
Rooster Teeth people. They're not
I'm
gonna
coming
like that
after
shit.
you next, Jack.
They're not gonna
I'm
like
gonna
that
take your
shit.
beard.
Cut off a.
Come here.
Well, yeah. So the dice.
That would be terrible. They got like a T-shirt for his beard. Like you'd be taking a staple of him. Like that would be.
My beard is my staple. I take it all the time.
Well-
Well, okay. The Dice Awards. The actual show was hosted by Chris Hardwick, who, if you don't know, James and I actually, but we think we talked about it like the last Creature Talk. He's the host of The Talking Dead.
Yeah.
Talking
and so
Dead?
James and I.
What is that?
It's a show. It's a little
talk
like a
show.
talk show that comes on after The Walking Dead or during. Sometimes they have little segments
that's-
during it where they just talk like to random like celebrities or whatever.
Or even
and-
people on the show, and they talk about what
Yeah.
happened on that show.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It's
So
kind of an ass show, but you know.
But he's the head person of that.
Yeah, well, he's the host. He's
Yeah,
the host
host.
of the show, and
He's
so he
the
hosted the
he's
Dice
the face,
Awards.
The face.
He's really watered down on that show compared to.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
man.
swearing like crazy, and it was
Really?
awesome. He was pretty.
Yeah.
He was pretty funny. But so yeah, he was hosting the show, and we were up in the third
Third
balcony,
balcony, yeah.
and there was like total combined up there like 20 people.
yeah.
Really?
And it
It
seemed
was
like
like
300.
it was us. It was like 6-7 machinima people or whatever, and then on the other side they had like college kids. They were college
The
kids. from
Machinima
Art
after
Institute.
like first 300 that RSVP to have free tickets there.
Yeah, so they were there.
and they were the only people
15
apparently.
people RSVP'd.
But like Chris Hardwick came out, and like because it was all devs or whatever, like nobody was like,
reacting.
yeah, no one was reacting. Everyone was just kind of like really
Everybody
mundane, sitting
was
there,
trying to be
like-
professional, or just
Well,
they're
no,
monotone
they
as
just
fuck?
weren't reacting that well to
It was
each
just
other.
more to it.
how
Like he
old
was
is
trying to get everybody.
He was like, "Come on, if it's gonna be like this the entire night, we're not gonna have any sort of show." Like,
Yeah.
you know, people on the street were gonna think I'm bombing.
Were they really old, or?
No, I mean they were all.
It's just a
devs.
bunch of
They're big
devs. Like
So if you're dead,
They
you lose
just-
your sense of humor permanently.
No, it's not that. It's just like they weren't reacting.
They weren't
They were either maybe having
clapping or-
conversations
it's different, like
against
you
each
know,
other.
like
or-
at E3 or whatever, we had the section full of business people who didn't react to like anything.
Yeah.
But then I mean we were there and I was reacting
Yeah.
and shit. But then you have like they had like a dedicated like middle section where it was like nothing but fans or something like that. So they would get the reaction if they announced Pikmin 3. You'd have people be
Yeah.
like, woo! Like they didn't have any of that shit at the Dice. Like there was no one there really to be like woo.
They
or
didn't
whatever.
have cues or anything. Like
Do
I assume
devs
on
wear
TV
suits
for some of those.
Yeah,
ties?
Yeah, it was a formal thing.
Yeah.
So they
were all
just thought
suited
that
up.
they probably wouldn't look good just cheering for
No,
their favorite
I don't
game.
know.
No,
It was
I'm
just
just saying,
more
like
formal.
on TV, I'm saying, Dan, like they usually have prompts to like get some. more
Usually that's back
reaction.
from commercial breaks and stuff,
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
laugh. But usually it's applause. They have applause signs for when they come back from commercial.
Yeah, yeah.
But So James decided to step it up and co-host the show essentially on the balcony. The very first thing he shouted down at Chris Hardwick was, "I love you!" And he goes, "I love you too." Yeah. Like he just kept doing that every once in a while, like just shouting, and like people were were tweeting at us like, "Oh, I heard James right then." Like James was
that was the goal for E3 too, because he knew it was being streamed or whatever. So I wanted to try to yell to see if someone would hear me. So I was just doing the same thing, like yelling to see, because I knew Machinima was streaming it. So I just wanted to yell to see if like I would get caught on that. I didn't really expect him to respond.
That was
and sure. The second time James yells.
He came out. He was like, "I'm having a Twitter conversation with this guy," because I had tweeted to him like Luke had asked about tweeting it and stuff, and I was just like, I'm yelling at him, like I'm yelling at Chris Hardwick, and I tagged him in it. And he was saying that he was having a conversation with me.
Like, what's
I was
your
like,
Twitter
I don't think he responded back to me. But then he did.
Yeah, he's like, I'm having a Twitter conversation, and you were just like, yeah. And he was like, hey, what's your Twitter handle? And
he had said, I'm having a Twitter conversation. Didn't he say like after the show with this guy or something like that?
I don't know.
Just predicting it, and then he's like, yeah, what's your Twitter handle? Like, UberX or Nova.
Did you really scream your name?
Yeah, he said.
Yeah, he said, and he said it later on the stream
Nova?
too. Like not prompted. He was like, UberX or Nova up there is keeping the third row alive.
Yeah, somebody cut up a montage of me on YouTube, me yelling. Yeah, you can probably find it.
Funny, yeah.
They didn't get the one where he was talking about like what to do, how to dance, or
how
whatever.
to dance the dicks.
And he was saying about
act like you're surrounded by dicks, and you always need to be jerking two offside at the same time. And James was like, I'll be doing that. Like,
and then he just kind of laughs to that one. He kind of ignored him, but
it was funny.
They didn't have that one on the montage of that. Like
I had seen it though. I'd look.
Hey, you know what? Everybody there was being a jackass and being quiet and professional, and then you broke it. You broke it and brought
which would normally be a bad thing, you
know? You broke it and brought love and entertainment to that guy. He loves you.
To the Dice Awards.
To the Dice Awards. That I don't even knew about it.
We all dressed up.
You dressed up?
Yeah, we all dressed up.
Oh, you guys are fucking losers.
And,
did you guys take a
James
picture?
or not James. Coots wore a full suit. James wore just a button, dress shirt.
Oh.
And I wore.
It wasn't as formal as what we thought, because I mean, like, Syndicate was wearing jeans. Like,
well, I would have been dressing up like that anyway.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, some people weren't like as dressy like the devs themselves.
But we were in the fan area anyway, essentially.
True.
We were in the third, so it wouldn't.
So
we
wouldn't have.
But if we were down,
we would have gone like with that shirt and
scrubby with regular clothes.
I'm fine with that because we did that at E3. Yeah. We looked all kinds of scrubby.
Oh yeah, right behind the head of Activision. So
everyone else is in suits.
After the show, after we stole the dice and everything.
Good job, by the way.
Thank you.
Remember, stole the dice.
Luke was like, "We're gonna take you guys want to go backstage and meet Chris Hardwick?" And we were like, "Yeah." So we were going back and following. The thing was, we booked David Copperfield tickets earlier that day, and the show had was starting in like minutes at that point.
I had to see David Copperfield. He didn't want to fucking see him.
David Copperfield.
I wanted to see David Copperfield. I didn't know who he was.
You wanted to be mesmerized. You wanted to be mesmerized. His magic.
Pretty much. I mean, after that, it was like that.
Did he make you a believer?
No.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that when we get to the David Copperfield. So we go backstage. We're going around, upstairs, blah, blah, blah. We get to this back room. And
see Sark and Kovic.
Sark and Kovic
wrapping up the stream. Such a good guy. I love Sark.
Yeah, he's great.
I love Sark.
They're all cool.
Yeah, Sark, marry me.
Kovic we sat there for a little bit and talked to them, and we didn't find Chris up there.
Uncle Kovic.
Uncle Kovic.
Yeah, Chris Hardwick wasn't up there, but Jordan at one point said to Luke, I want to congratulate the people who doing Journey, but they were doing a wrap-up thing, and we had to go.
It was at that point. It was probably 9:30 something, which was 9:30 was when the show for Copperfield started.
And
we were at the Hard Rock, and his show's at the MGM, which is
10-15 minutes away.
Yeah, that's
depending on traffic. So we were trying to get out of there pretty quick, and we were having random conversations with Kovic. We showed Kovic the rough draft of the pilot of Trapville. He really liked it.
Really?
Yeah, he was really cool.
That's fucking sick.
And then we were about to leave. We were trying to grab Chimney. We were hanging out with Chimney a lot. We didn't really start with the hangover thing, but we'll get to that. We were hanging out with Chimney a lot, and he was going to go to Copperfield with us. And Luke, when we were trying to kind of get out of there, Luke came over to Jordan and was like, "I got the people journey. If you want to go, you congratulate them." And Jordan was like, "No, we really got to go." And Luke was kind of just like, "Well, you asked me to do it, and I did it for you." Because Kootra was kind of be like, "Well, we got to go right now." Like, we don't have time for that. It was funny. That was a
ladies and gentlemen,
Coots moment.
Yeah.
Scumbag Coots.
Yeah, I don't have time for them now.
Yeah,
no.
asks to congratulate major award winners. Gets to, but doesn't.
How many? If he would have met him, he's like, "Hey, how many awards?" I don't care, and he would have been worse. It would have been better like that.
We really need to get you one of those hats.
Scumbag.
Yeah, one of the Boston Red Sox
man,
hats. That wouldn't be too hard to find either.
I tried finding one.
I've seen. I used to see them all the time when I lived in Boston. They would be. I just remember how ugly they looked. Those plaid like nasty things. So anyway, we're actually heading to the show, walking through the Hard Rock on the floor.
That was a random series of events that shouldn't have happened too.
So after we left and we were going down and I forgot my keys.
Yeah.
We were almost to the exit. I forgot my keys to the rental car because I was like, oh, we'll have time to go up to the room after the show. So then I turned around and started walking. I kind of stepped around this guy, and I recognized him a little bit, but I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah, he didn't know
He recognized him a little.
And sure enough,
He's full of shit. He kept walking.
What an asshole!
Sure enough, it was J.J. Abraham.
Hey!
No, it was Chris Hardwick.
Yeah. So James was like, "Oh, it's Chris Hardwick," and
He's like,
James,
"Oh, hey, how's it going?"
James said hi. And,
He's like, "No, I was the guy that was yelling at you the whole time."
it was like
Yeah.
Super X
He knew,
Nova,
like,
and he was like,
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah,
He was like,
He's like, "Oh, do you have a camera?" And James was like, "Oh, I don't have a camera."
he was like, "Oh, they don't."
have a
Well, he
camera.
said, "Do you have a camera?" Like, I thought he was
wanted a
asking if we
picture.
filmed, like,
Yeah.
No,
yelling.
I knew he was like,
Yeah.
"Do you want a picture with me?" Is what he was asking.
He's like, "Well, do you have a phone?" Yeah.
It would be an honor.
So I pull out my phone, grabbed a picture. Did you tweet?
By the way, that quality of that
Yeah, he
picture looked
tweeted
like
it.
ass.
Yeah,
That's
this
his
phone,
fucking camera.
This thing's terrible.
That's
Every cool person I took a picture with was on his camera.
Oh
It
my
was like
God,
crap.
Did nobody had an iPhone or something on you? Like, we could have just taken a
I
picture.
thought
With
camera
Well, one,
was
it's
fine
dark.
for
Like, it's super
that
dark
guy.
in
Don't say it.
casinos.
I thought the picture looked fine for.
Oh, okay. You took a picture with him?
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out.
I hate you so much.
I know. The worst thing is, I had a massive headache, so I didn't go to the after party.
They said he
and I
didn't
missed on meeting him and taking a picture with him.
Oh, you
Okay,
son
no,
of
no,
a
no, no.
bitch.
So we'll get to that.
So
That's a tease for a
we
little
grab
bit
a picture. He grabs a picture with
Hardwick.
Hardwick. His girlfriend photobombs it.
What a jerk.
I know she's just in the background
She's
making
like-
like a nasty
Yeah,
face.
she was making the neck face.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty. So that, and then we went to. Should we go back to the beginning here?
We should. We
'Cause
should.
we're kind of
loop around.
like going through.
So
events
yeah,
here.
we
But
skipped
yeah,
the,
so
we
that's
skipped
Chris
the first thing.
Hardwick.
So that was the Dice Awards and everything. After that, we went to David Copperfield. We'll get to that. But at the beginning of the trip, my plan was kind of
As a rollback. Wait.
Yeah.
I just
Hi.
made.
was that?
Yeah, that was the rewind.
That's a rewind.
So yeah, when we were coming on the trip, my
Fucker.
plan, I brought my camera and everything. My plan was to do like a montage of all of our Vegas activities, but we decided to do like a creature short, like a Hangover creature edition short sort of
Did that
thing.
fall through or did?
No, we filmed it all.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
so our first
rented a car.
we rented a nice car. We won't say anything about that because that'll be in the short. But we rented a nice car. And
As nice as my 21 years of age will allow me.
the thing was, we were at the Hertz place, and Jordan was, the guy was like, are you under 25? And Jordan was like, yeah. He was like, okay, well, you can't get the prestige line.
Yeah,
of
he's
car.
like,
did not get the
you
Prestige
cannot get
edition.
I was like
Since
looking at
you're
this
under.
car. I was like, oh, I want that Mercedes right there. And he's like, no, you can't get that Prestige edition. I can give you anything else on there, just
Yeah.
not the Prestige.
So, we're
Call of
looking
Duty,
at it.
Call of Duty's coming to Hertz. I did not know that.
We're looking at that.
5.
Yeah. So yeah, we're looking at that. So we're looking at other cars, and we see this really nice Mustang GT, and Jordan's like, "Oh."
Okay,
man,
how
what do you
about
think
the
about
Mustang? He's like, no, that's Adrenaline edition.
He's like,
You
"That's
can't have
Adrenaline
that
edition."
either."
Adrenaline edition.
He's like, and then he was like, "Adrenaline and Prestige, you can't get under 25."
Okay, yeah.
And I'm just like, this guy's being kind of a jerk to Jordan.
Yeah, so we just got.
Then the one he picked, it ended up having the label of Prestige over it.
It was in a
when,
Prestige lot. So
yeah.
it was a convert.
Well,
Yeah, you know what? Spoil it,
Yeah.
fucker.
It may be a converted
Converted,
Christian.
We rode on a converted Christian. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Through Vegas. It was fun.
That's everybody was looking, but it was for the wrong reason.
So we filmed. We went into like our hotel room. We trashed it and we filmed a bit of that. There's crazy stuff that we did.
Oh, man.
There's stuff we pulled off of the mini
My shit
bar.
was so ridiculous.
Yeah,
like-
James's.
I was all for it because I was like, they were filming his, and I was like, that's kind of tame.
Yeah,
I was like, we
Jordan-
gotta go all out with this, and I was
So
like,
James-
get that off the table. I was like, I want that. Let me
I
get
want
that.
to wrap that on my hand and rub it on my face.
Yeah,
you'll see.
I want to pull this out of that and like. It gets,
I didn't know that.
James, what the
like?
what the fuck did you do?
Yeah,
Made it look like I was in Vegas going bad. Like,
It's
pretty bad.
pretty sick. Like Jordan's compared to. Well, Jordan was sitting near like something.
Yeah, you'll
Oh, yeah,
see.
wait, enough spoilers. Enough.
Okay, well, anyway,
shit out.
so yeah,
Shit
like
out.
Chimney Swift was really helpful. He helped us film. He helped us do audio and everything. And
Shout out to Chimney. We love you.
Yep.
he was hanging out with us all day that day, helping us film. We went out to the desert and filmed. And,
There's a desert?
and
It's
they-
fucking
Nevada.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, man.
We went out to the desert.
Oh,
and
guys.
No, they went to a different state. They went to New Mexico. and-
J.J. Abraham just installed.
it looked like New Mexico at the park.
I
where
did
we were
order
at.
2 scoops of the sarcasm. Thank you, though.
You got
Thank
3.
you. Oh, God. I got 1 extra. All right, cool.
3.
So that'll be our big project that's going up next weekend.
Ooh.
We have a few random videos we shot in Vegas we'll put
Yeah.
up too.
We shot some behind the scenes stuff.
Starting to snow.
Is it?
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Oh, my God. It's the
It's
first
supposed to snow like the next 3 days.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, wow.
This is my first snow that I actually see.
Sit down.
Fuck off.
Sit
No,
down.
let me see it.
He's gonna go look at it.
But
I spanked it.
from there, of course, this is Vegas, so
it's
we
really
had.
shitty. It's like smaller and tame. Like Kootra's acting.
That was mean. That was unnecessary.
Shaggy over there. I think a lot of people will agree that Clanky is probably his best role,
I
acting
think so.
wise.
No. You know what? I like
Kobe
the other.
couldn't figure out who it was.
I like the other. I like the Archer one that we did for Bunny Butts.
Yeah.
Too. I like
Well,
that
I
one
don't
a lot.
know.
But I don't know. I like that
What
one.
was the one word you did?
Petunia? I like that.
There was a word you changed that made me laugh. Anyway,
Happy.
herded petunia.
Herded petunia.
Yeah, that wasn't in there. Unless somebody herded petunia. So, yeah, since like the same day, towards the end of the day, we wanted to like hit the casino floor.
Hit the slots.
At one
He
point.
hit
'cause
us
That's what you do in Vegas.
You do?
Yeah.
James kept saying that you would love it, Spoon.
Yeah, he sent me a picture saying, "I wish you were here."
And then
I
you
had
were
laughing
thinking
picture.
about driving down
A
there.
picture of like
Slots.
Slots are fun.
Was this your first time gambling?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most
Because
part.
like I did the first time I did it was in Minecon. I actually got money and I was smart enough to like not.
Yeah,
blow it.
I think like none of us put in like a ton of money. We just kind of wanted to try out the slots. We stuck to like the penny and
You should've
quarter
done
slots.
And
Did
then
you
dollars.
We
stick
didn't
only
do
to
like
that?
any roulettes or like. any
You guys should have
cards or
done
anything.
the what was it? Is it called blackjack? Is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
blackjack's what I
Luke was
did.
saying we should do that, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that.
No,
But
that's-
you know what? Good that you didn't, because that's the first step to a very slippery path.
Yeah. Well, I mean, through the slots, I was getting kind of.
Yeah, I can see how they make
appeal.
so much money because one, whenever you put in like a new amount of money, you think whenever you go down and you lose that, and then you go to a next amount of money, you think you go up, but you're still down, you know.
Yeah.
And you know that's like the draw of it. And
That's how they get you, Seamus.
they get you.
That's how they
Yeah,
get
That's how they make
Seamus,
so
pay
much
attention
money.
to this. Seamus.
You're
With
coming
my
with us
luck,
next
I would
time.
go to Vegas and just lose all my money. Like I have
you. When
terrible
we play
luck.
Borderlands 2, you always wish your money on
You
that
have
slot.
terrible
Yeah,
luck. You're Irish. You're more
I don't
Irish
know.
than me,
Like
as you
every
say
time
all
I
the
play
time.
Mario Party, I just come in last place. Like I'll be
Oh yeah, well, that's
sailing in first
that
place
is
with
pretty
9
bad.
stars. By the end of it, Bowser
I'm
swapped
usually
my
the one
stars
that
with nothing.
yeah, I'm usually the one that stays in last the
Like,
entire
I always
time.
have- I always
Right?
have, like-
I'm getting shafted.
It's fine.
once a month, I have like
You're good.
one streak of good luck.
You're
and then
fine.
That's it. Like the rest
You're
of the
fine.
month.
It happens.
Well,
Blown
for the like slots or whatever, I took out 100, and that was where I was gonna end it
Did
if
you
I.
win any?
Did you get
Well, okay, here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
So I was doing really.
Well, here's the thing.
I was doing really bad, like throughout the beginning, the first hour or so. I was like 30, 40 down, And because we were hitting some machines that I didn't even know how to play, and it was just poopy, and I was losing. And then we found these slot machines closer to our room, and we were like Jordan and James were doing it, and they were having sex, and they were playing.
It's in the shirt.
They were playing with each other's slots, and so they were playing on their own machines on the slots, and like I was waiting for one of them to get up because there was 3, and there was this one guy who was like had like 500 something credits on this.
You were
machine.
playing on one of them. What are you talking about?
No, eventually
It was a quarter machine.
Jordan was on
so-
like a different set. Like I was on that one. Just
Oh,
sitting
he
there
was
for the
over
longest
there.
time.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
you were next to me, and
Yeah.
you were just losing, and you were getting all pissy.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, no, I was losing a lot, but
But meanwhile, I was making
Yeah,
just enough to keep me like
Yeah.
playing.
He
Like
would
it would
go
give me
down
like
and then go right back
5,
up.
2, 3. Like I'd just be sitting there like
And then how was Dan going?
still going.
I was going 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yeah.
Okay, so my luck starts turning around. I start hitting some bigger numbers.
Well, Dad gets up, and then Jordan takes his seat, and
Yeah.
Jordan
Every
starts
single-
doing really good on the same machine that Dan
oh
was
yeah,
on.
this was before I started
Yeah.
getting good.
And then, like, Dan was like, all right, I'm going to play on one of these. Like, either me or Jordan's, like, because
Yeah.
these are doing good.
So I start hitting things. I'm doing, like, you could do max plays where it plays 3...
You place bets pretty much on the fact that you're going to get
Yeah, you
something.
play 1 credit every single time. Or you could play 3 credits at a time. Or you could play 2 if you wanted to.
raw. That's
So-
big boy status right there.
So I was hitting some big, like, 3 credit ones where I would get matches, and there was one point where I got like 80 credits at some point. And so every single time I hit it really big on one of the machines, you probably shouldn't do this, but I got off that machine and would go to James's if he was off of it. So I would switch between the one I was playing on, the one that Kootra was originally playing on.
this is like the
what I was
worst
playing on.
strategy I ever heard.
I know, but
There
it was
is
really
no
working.
strategy
Yeah,
in
there's
slots.
no strategy for slots. Complete luck. But I was actually hitting pretty big on both of them. Like I was hitting bigger than James was on his.
No, was this one of the digital ones or were actually?
No, it wasn't
No, we
digital.
don't
We
like
wanted
the
to play.
digital.
We
I
wanted-
don't. I
the
do
digital
not
ones
trust
seem
those.
so
I don't
rigged.
I don't trust the digital ones. It's just you're meant to lose.
Not that they couldn't rig the manual.
It's just
ones
it
and everything,
feels more like...
but- Yeah, it
that's
feels
all.
better. So like, I ended up getting like over. Like I was 30, 40 in the hole. I won that all back, and I was at $101, and I was like,
Whoa.
I'm cashing this out. I'm done.
He won $1 in Vegas.
I'm done. I won a buck. I
A
was
whole,
a buck over.
dollar. A whole dollar, guys.
So I'm
Story
going-
doesn't end there.
So I'm going back to
it's
the
not
cash
done?
machine.
Still
I'm going. I
going.
cash out my 40 something credit thing that I had. Cashed it out, and James and Jordan. Well, James mainly was like, "We're not done. We're not done. We're gonna keep going. We're not.
fuck, dude?
We're
You
gonna
could've heard
keep
the
going."
shit that I was saying
And
to him.
he's trying to talk to me. He's like, people depend on this, and this is just fun
This
to
is
you.
their rent. This is their rent right here.
Dude, you
And he, was like, and he was like, you can't stop now. You have to put it all down. Like, he was like, that next one could be your lucky one. And he's fucking talking. I'm like,
I was
no,
saying-
I'm
the
done.
iPad.
And I was like, this is peer pressure right now. Like,
That was like with the iPad at Best Buy.
Seriously, he's like Satan on your shoulder.
I was like, there's people in the world
I was
that,
done.
need this. I was like, look at you, you're just playing around with it. I was like,
the biggest thing was I didn't want to just sit around and watch them play the slots for the next half hour, an hour, however long we were down there for. So we ended up
You
only
let
beating
him
them.
peer pressure you.
So I play a bit
Son of
more.
a bitch,
I play a
why?
bit more. By the time we're done, I get 30 in the hole, and then I was done. I was just like, God damn it,
So
'cause
you
I wasn't
turned
hitting
your
anything.
$1
I was saying some
profit.
stupid shit too.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was like, we were
hilarious.
playing the dollar slots, and he was like, this could be it. This could be the final. Like, this could be your big break.
it says right there, dream big, win big.
Yeah.
You need to dream
Yeah.
to win this amount right here.
I get it, but that's. Don't listen
Don't.
to James. He's a fucking asshole.
wanted
My
me to
my
spend
advice
the
for
money.
slots, try
I'm pretty
it.
persuasive.
Don't
You
bet
are.
You
at
should
all.
know that, asshole.
I know.
The biggest
What are
thing
you
is I
talking
just
about?
didn't want to stand around while you guys continued.
At least you had fun.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
it
know
was
what?
pretty fun.
That's.
I have a story to tell. That story is richer than anything I could have won.
and better than J.J. Abraham.
J.J.
Just think
Abraham
about it,
was
you
there.
paid $30
In
for that
spirit.
story, and you can use it the
I
rest
did.
of your life.
I can.
I was saying really dumb shit though.
It was
like,
hilarious.
shit that
Yeah, it
didn't even make any
was.
sense.
Like what?
Like I know I didn't say this, but it'd be like something like like everyone here is like an earthworm. It's like earthworms just get eaten. You're an earthworm right now. You're just gonna get eaten unless you keep
Grow.
playing. Like you gotta keep going. It's like
What kind of logic
You're like
is that?
Earthworm
You can't
Jim.
quit.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just stupid
Can't
stuff.
quit.
You can't quit.
Yeah, Seamus would have been good there.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that, we went to the Dice Awards. We actually met some fans.
Really?
We met
Yeah, on the
a
way.
girl and her mom, and the mom was the biggest fan.
Yeah,
Really?
The daughter was like,
Fan.
Get the fuck
Mom
out!
is-
Oh, I have something real quick on that. I met in the fan meetup in Puerto Rico 3 fans of us that play Minecraft. These people were at their 30s or 40s. Like I'm like going to that whole thing with their mom. I'm like, really? How old was the mom? How old did she look?
Late 40s.
Yeah, something
I'd
like
say.
that.
I'm saying 3 people came to me. It's like, oh, we're really big fans of you and everything. And these were people, like grandma old.
Oh man, they're old.
They
Since
were
when is
old.
like
Were they on their way out the
30s is
grandma to
No. I'm saying
You're like 29.
Hey, I'm trying to be. I'm throwing numbers here.
They're on their way out the door, right?
If they were my if they were my grandparents, I would have put them in a home already.
What are you doing here? You should be in a home.
Hey guys, real quick. So you guys went to see David Copperfield, right?
Yes.
All right, let's go with it.
We were doing the fan. So we had the mom and the daughter, and the mom was the first to pose with a picture for us, but she was just like, oh Nova, Danz, and she came to give me a hug, and it was just like,
was so
this is
funny.
awesome.
It was
Like
awesome.
I like when older people are fans of us because it's like not all of our
My
fans are
grandma's a
just
fan
kids.
of us, but she
Yeah.
doesn't understand anything.
She
She doesn't.
She just understands.
That's what. Yeah. That's what she understands.
And then there's a few kids waiting outside of the red carpet.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, when we were trying to
Leading
figure out
in.
how to get in.
Yeah, they were waiting for us there, and they said hi. We took pictures, and then the kids that were from like
The Art Institute.
the Art Institute in Las Vegas.
They actually knew who we were too.
And yeah, and
It was
came
funny
over and
because
said
they
hi.
came over and they were like, "Oh, the creatures!"
And it was like
And
T.
Chimney.
Martin,
Yeah.
Chimney was taking pictures. But
Chimney was
no,
getting
no,
mobbed
that's
with
the funny
people. We
thing.
were just sitting
So
there.
okay, so we were in a line, and it was in a balcony, and the front. We were at the very edge of the balcony, so they couldn't really get to us. But
Well,
Chimney
the
was
thing
on the
we were
end.
like we were like in the middle, and Dan was on the other end. But there was someone like
There's a reporter guy.
Yeah, there was a
from the
reporter
cinema,
guy there,
typing
like,
stuff
with,
up.
you know, yeah.
This is how we make the gesture reporter.
But on the opposite side, it was just Chimney there,
So,
and he was
then
wide
he
open.
was the only one that kind of stood up, and they all just kind of flocked to Chimney for pictures.
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, it's the creatures, and it was
Yeah.
like Syndicate and T. Martin and.
After
Chimney.
they left, he went over to me. He was like, "What were you guys doing?"
I was like, you handle the
like,
pictures.
the creatures. They were obviously meeting the creatures, so
There
I was
you
just
go,
like,
guys.
Seamus got tall. You know?
Seamus.
Chimney's fucking. I felt so short with these 3 guys because James is slightly taller than me.
Chimney's
Chimney's
And then
tall.
Chimney's
Same-
tall,
about the
and
same
Jordan,
as me.
and like Luke is tall, and so like when we're all standing there, like I feel better with
Where
Syndicate
was I
around
in there?
because
Yeah,
Was I in
Syndicate's
there?
a
Yeah.
smaller
That,
guy.
that crew and that.
Syndicate, you turned English.
I'm Syndicate.
You turned English.
The rape train. I'm saying.
You
I
turned
got it.
English.
and T. Martin.
Oh,
was
I don't know how to do it.
There you go.
Yeah,
and,
and then
Syndicate's girlfriend was Spoon.
Spoon.
I did not know that. What a
Yeah.
small world.
I pointed
Yeah.
it out to see if they would like see their mistake when they said that because I was saying her, you know, like
You're
I was
like,
pointing
yeah,
to Syndicate's
yeah.
girlfriend, like her, yeah, her, and they were just like rolling with it, yeah, her.
It was, no, it's funny.
What do you mean? No, I was trying to. All right.
They did not see the error
And
of the
then
ways.
around that time, me and Dan saw somebody up in the balcony.
Was it Jesus?
It was
missed
our
Do you
Lord
want
and
to
Savior.
lead
It
into
probably
okay,
was
yeah,
our Lord
so-
and
I was gonna
Savior.
Okay,
say,
so-
we missed our chance.
Jordan and I went to go
Mr.
grab
Chance.
drinks.
That is the entire story behind this guy.
Hold
with
on.
this fucker. It's
What-
like,
we're-
oh, I missed my chance.
We're starting
Every
okay,
time.
Listen, okay, so Jordan and I got up to go get drinks. James stayed behind, but we ran into
the
them.
other
They were going to
guys.
get food or whatever.
Yeah.
But okay, so Jordan and I go up to get drinks. We go to the bar. We have to leave, go around. We walk by this guy. You know,
I double take like
Jordan
double
double
take
take.
my
I
ass.
didn't even notice. I
This
didn't even
guy
notice.
is
You never double take.
Jordan makes it seem like he doesn't fucking miss anything.
No,
like,
bullshit.
He's seen.
No,
So we walk
remember-
around this guy. We walk around this guy.
Remember,
Ask
remember
Dan, he saw me
Kootra.
look
Okay,
back
so-
Kootra's
several
100%
times.
guy. Kootra.
Well, we were talking
100%.
about. We saw the place where 100% was born.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Excalibur, you know, up on
Yeah,
the
the bridge.
Yeah,
He pointed that out to us. That was
100%
important
where it's
moment.
over there.
So we walk around this guy. We walk-
Unrelated though, I was right all the time.
Oh,
that
fuck
weekend.
you. You
I
were
was-
wrong.
Asshole.
He
I
was actually right
on
the
ball.
majority of the time.
He needed vengeance on Vegas for being wrong so much the first time.
So we walk around this guy and like we were like whatever. Like I didn't notice and yeah, Jordan like taps me and he's like, you know what that is? And I was like, what? And like, I think it was Robert Bowling. And I'm like, Robert Bowling? Like, I didn't know, because by that point we were pretty much around the corner. But Jordan was looking back. And so I'm like, Robert Bowling? I didn't see him. Like, because I thought I saw a mustache. And I was just like,
Bowling has a mustache?
So, like,
Really?
we're walking further down towards the bar, and he walks by again. And I'm like, holy shit, that is Robert Bowling. And he had a mustache. Did he have a goatee?
Yeah, he had a goatee.
Yeah,
He had a mustache and a goatee. And I was just like, what the hell? Like,
rocking the hand. He
but
rocking
he always
the
gets
lock.
this look.
No, not the whole. It's not locked. It's just
Oh no!
He always-
Not that.
He always gets this look when, like, it was like when we were at Machinima when you were filming him. He had this look like he knew we were looking at him, and like
He
was
didn't know
just
why.
like he was just like kind of like this weird kind
He was
of
on
like,
his phone too. He'd just come up to kind of look at the view from the balcony.
Yeah.
pretty much. And then he went back and went in the elevator because when we came back, he wasn't there.
You
He was-
harassed
Stopped
the
him.
shit out of
You
him.
should have. You should have ran up to him and be like, no!
We were pretty far at that point. Plus, I didn't want to be like, is that him? Is that him?
And
And then
he
go
says-
up to him.
Yeah,
like,
because
"Are you
Dan's
Ro-"
kind of gun shy.
Oh man,
from
after the clone Robert Bowling.
The doppelganger.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Wait, he's not working anymore for the Call of Duty franchise, right?
no,
No, he's been off for a while.
He's no longer there.
Brink 2.
Brink 2. He's working on Brink 2.
Is that legit?
game's a few years.
Are you fucking serious or not?
Are you kidding me? You really think we're serious about that?
Okay, cool.
We were certain Bethesda was going to announce it at the DICE Awards.
Yeah,
but
I don't know what happened.
They're saving it for E3. That's their heavy hitter at E3.
That's their heavy hitter. Brink 2.
Oh,
But
no.
Brink.
So yeah, we went and saw Copperfield later that night.
How was it?
It was.
It was pretty.
Magical.
We were
Is
about
this your first Magic show?
45
you went?
minutes late.
I-
I'd seen. Me and Dan have kind of seen stuff on TV.
I'm
like
a big.
the
I used
specials.
to really be into Magic, and we need to watch The Prestige now. By the way.
Yeah.
I said in going to see David Copperfield, I said I would really probably want to watch The Prestige again afterwards.
So yeah, I was really into Magic as a kid, and I was really into like David Blaine and David Copperfield and stuff like that. All
Damn
the
it, David
Davids,
Blaine.
All the Davids, David Abraham, all the Davids.
God damn it.
JJ
And,
Blaine.
And so yeah, I was excited to go see it, but I'm one of those people who's like, I know it's all fake, but it's always interesting
What an
to
asshole.
try to figure out how they do it. But
What
like,
an asshole.
I couldn't
It's
figure out.
astounding.
I couldn't
how-
figure out one. Well, there was one thing, but we'll get to that. I couldn't figure out outside of one thing how he did any of the stuff. Like it was really
You know what?
cool.
It was magic.
It was magic. Unless he can fit a duck up his sleeve, I don't know what the fuck he did.
A duck sleep.
A duck sleeve.
I was saying they slipped up a few. Well, the security guy, he was like a part of the one trick, and he slipped up.
How
big
so?
Time. Like because like he comes out with the duck or whatever, and he makes it so it like pisses on you.
Well, it's pretty
But he's
obvious.
I know, but he's got like a little squirter here or whatever, and
Yeah.
he just like real quick so you don't see it.
Imagine if
But
it
I mean,
was
he
Like
did
a
it.
duck peed.
Yeah, like he did it, like super quick, so you could, it was kind of like
David
hidden.
Blaine had done that
The fucking
earlier.
security guy, David Blaine. But the security guy, he came up like he was supposed to be a part of it when they were doing it in slow motion,
They're just stage
and
hands.
he was doing it. What?
They're stage hands, aren't they?
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah,
they're
they're
not
not
secure.
secure.
Oh well, whatever. Stagehand security guy. I don't fucking
gives a
know.
shit?
There's a
Yeah,
difference.
Well,
in the,
it was,
Yes, because I was
okay,
analyzing
so-
what he was wearing to decipher what the fuck he was.
The biggest thing about this trick is David had done it once before, and with the duck, like he put this duck in a box,
Yeah.
collapsed the box, duck was gone.
Holy duck.
But the thing was, you could see under the table. It's like I don't know where the fuck that duck went. And
Yeah, that part, I don't
there was
know.
a guy holding the bucket, and they showed the bucket beforehand. There's no duck in there. So yeah, he collapses the box after putting the duck in it. No duck.
It was
Duck's
a-
in the bucket.
It was a collapsible bucket duck.
Yes.
The duck collapsed.
Those exist.
So like he's done with the joke, and then there's somebody from the audience who was a plant who was just like, "Do the trick again!"
in slow
And he-
motion.
Yeah, well, he says, "Do the trick again." And he's like, "All right, I'll do it again." And then he goes, "In slow motion." He goes, "What is this? Super Bowl Sunday or something like that? NFL?"
I'll do it just to shut you up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like he had some witty comebacks, but they were obviously pre-planned.
Yeah.
So they do this trick in slow motion, and he was like, if I do it in slow motion, you'll see how I do the trick. And so like they redo the trick, and he has like this stuffed fake doll duck. He brings out the second time, and he's like, they're playing Chariots of Fire, do 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 do.
And one of the stage hands like runs out to grab the duck.
Yeah,
and
like
run
he
it to
puts the duck in the
bucket,
thing, and he's like, "Whew," and like acting as if the stagehand had done that in the
like
regular
just
trick.
super fast.
Oh,
But it was
that's
funny. There was a
cool.
puppet duck, so he was like, like it was really funny what he was doing. But
And
yes,
then when he opened the bucket again, it was the real duck.
yeah, they stuffed the duck in there, and then it was the real duck again.
But before he put the duck in there, he made it squirt pee
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
But he was
That
like
was-
really obvious with it, like it was right there. Like he did it kind of like he just like he fucked it, like he was just trying to do it. Like it was just
Yeah.
like.
I want to get
Poor
myself.
stagehand. He will
We
not
need
be
to
the
get
next
some.
Yeah, I know, he's
collapsible
fired.
ducks. I know that we would probably have use for that.
There was a guy in the front row because it was kind of a lot of the showmanship of it is kind of cheesy.
A lot of kids were mystified by
Yeah,
it.
it's
I would be
There's
mystified.
overblown music like
yeah, just like and he's like just going.
Yeah, I know, that
like,
was
going
so
like
hilarious,
that,
like-
spreading
Like
his
James
arms
was
and
laughing
stuff.
at that stuff,
It was
and it
pretty-
was
so funny.
overdone, but it was still entertaining.
He's
He
a
was really
fucking
funny.
magician.
And there was-
Exactly.
He's an illusionist.
He is a fucking
And-
trickster.
And okay, and
illusionist,
there's this
Michael.
guy in the front row who I don't know if he's going there to like see if he could prove his family wrong or something that he, like it was illusions. He was so ecstatic about how amazing David Copperfield was. Every trick he would give a standing ovation, clapping, and like looking at him, going like this, like
You're the man.
you're amazing.
This
Every
guy.
single-
This guy.
It was hilarious that this guy in the front row, just every single time he'd stand up and like, oh wow, I
You know
can't
what though?
imagine how you
That
did
motherfucker enjoyed the show 10 times more than you
He-
guys
he
did.
probably
Because
did.
you know
He
what?
was
He's like,
We
drunk.
were enjoying the show. The thing is, like, we were. I mean, I think relatively skeptics, but I mean, it was awesome.
It was it was pretty.
I was just
cool.
like every single time I'm like,
would
how
you
did he do that?
enjoy a magic show with me? You
I'm
want to
not going for the entertainment.
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
it's fake.
actually-
I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, it's fake, it's stupid.
It was pretty funny. He was actually
for
pretty
the.
entertaining.
I would go for the magic because I believe in magic.
I don't know.
I know that guy's a witch, but he's not
Whoa.
telling anybody.
Say no witch trials. Make a comeback.
Yeah,
But,
I'm telling you.
So I did a few.
Speaking
cool
of
tricks.
drunk people, by the way, the guy at the Dice Awards.
Yeah, that's not even on the list.
Oh
I forgot
man!
about that.
Well, I showed the list to both you guys
Yeah, I
because
didn't even
I
remember
went
that
off
either.
memory. Yeah, during the Dice Awards, they kept
We're
doing
professional guys.
montages.
To-
They kept
yeah, to
doing
speed the show
montage
up.
awards. Like they would show 3 different categories and then say who won.
Montage awards.
But it was
He just explained
no,
it.
It was a montage of
Montage.
giving out awards.
Oh,
it was like
okay.
different categories, like best
Guide.
connected game.
Oh
like
yeah,
multiplayer
yeah,
stuff.
I get it.
So yeah, so Skylanders ended up winning for one of those.
I want to start doing that.
So, one of the devs from Skylanders, like they just do those so they don't have to, present the awards.
So
and
they
have
have
the
walk
people come
up
to the
and give their
awards,
speech.
Okay.
but they get their awards afterwards. Well, the Skylanders guy, who they won, I think connectivity or something like they won
I don't
something,
know
not
what
connectivity.
Okay.
They
He
won
was
something.
pissed drunk though.
He was super drunk. He came up to the front of the stage. He's like,
like,
hey,
"Hey!"
hey, and Hardwick's up there, and he's like, oh, hey, guy, what's going on? And he's like, I just want to say, the people. Why
Montage
don't you let the
people.
montage people, go up there and say something? I just want to go up there and say something.
Except
Yeah, he was like, I want my award and stuff.
So
They
he,
showed
like
him on
Hardwick's
the
like,
screen.
come up here, and like the second that guy gets on camera, it's obviously he's drunk. His tie is askew.
Oh
Yeah.
Hairs all
His
over
hair's
the
a little
place.
messed up.
He's sweating and
And it's
You know
just
what?
like-
But that guy also is enjoying the finer things in life. So yeah, I'm not gonna
He's
shit on-
enjoying.
Yeah,
Finer
He
Montage.
wasn't enjoying not getting his award. He wanted his fucking award.
So he wanted to say thank you, and he's like,
and they actually
and Chris
brought it out
Chris
for
was
him.
explaining, he's like, I completely understand it, I completely agree, but sometimes we just have to speed up the show, and it was really funny. He was making some jokes at the guy, and
Yeah, he was saying he was getting buzzed off his breath.
yeah, and so like the lady ended up bringing out that guy's award, like the
Really?
Skylanders award, and so they
Yeah,
gave
yeah,
it to him, and like they ended up he ended up walking off stage, and then he was like, Hardwood's like, and now he's being escorted out by security, and like they had 2 guys falling up
They're
there.
beating him up now.
Yeah, and later he was talking about it again, and like
He was saying he's still here. Thank God he's still here.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
took him to the bar.
yeah, because he was
Jello
like
shots back there.
yeah, earning his award in Jello
They brought
shots
him
and
back?
stuff like that. Well, no, he was just sitting at the
He's
bar.
just
They took him to the
took
bar.
the closed off area of the bar.
Okay.
So the guy was still at the bar. It was
He
funny.
was enjoying the finer things in life.
But that was certainly.
He
awesome.
got his fucking
He
award.
was
though.
telling
Hey,
a cool
Well,
story.
hey,
at the
guy,
bar,
I'm
like,
gonna play your
I
game.
got this award.
We
gonna play
thought
this
it had
game.
played out something like this, like the 2 there's actually 2 of the devs there, and they're probably both pretty drunk, and they're like, this is a montage. We deserve to go up there.
Go up there, man.
Let's go,
Go
up
up
right
there,
now.
man. Do it. We're the Skylanders. So like Anthony Birch had tweeted, and I thought it was funny. He was like, "Go, take a nap in all the pile of money from toys you've sold, or something like that, for the Skylanders
Yeah, that's pretty
thing."
funny. But back to Copperfield.
David Copperfield.
Copperfield.
Anyway, during the show, near the end of the show, there was one trick where people have probably heard of it. He brings up audience members to vanish and sit down and
16
vanish.
people, I
There's
think he said.
13.
He made 16 people go away.
They
That's a
vanish,
murder.
and then they'd appear in the back of the stadium. So how he did this was he would throw 13 of the balls into the
Big huge
balls.
They
Big
balls.
look like those workout balls, but they're like filled
like
with
yogurt.
helium or something like that, and they're
yogurt
really
balls,
light.
so they're
Medicine,
light.
no, they will fucking knock somebody out.
Well, like I said, they were thinner material than those actual
So
kind
like
of balls.
beach balls?
It was
And
like
they
packs
had to-
all over again. People were getting fucking hit in the face. You could hear it hitting their glasses like tink. Like, I like it.
So he threw 13 of them out there, and he'd go until the music stopped. Then whoever had them at the end of that would get them. And the music stopped after they're going. No balls came near us.
Oh,
The
good.
entire time.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
But at the
music
last
stopped.
push,
Music stops. It gets hit one last time. Comes right to me.
it's going to Kootra, and I'm like,
Comes
Kootra,
to
get
me.
that!
And I see it coming. I'm like, ah! Because I kind of
Yeah, Dan was yelling. He was like, "Someone better get it."
Yeah.
Was pooped.
James,
I was like,
I
"I'm not
wanted
getting
James
it."
to go up.
I was like, "I'm not getting it."
He could have
Fuck
owned
that.
both shows.
So I grabbed it and I went up front to
You actually got
be
hit?
the one. They chose, what was it? Not 10. It was like 8 or some of the people. I'm not good at math.
I think they had 3 on both
There's
sides.
3 people on both sides that didn't do anything but sit there, and I was one of those 6 people.
So he didn't do anything but sit
they
there.
pretty much. I
David
sat
Copperfield
down.
didn't even acknowledge him.
He walked down like right next to me
Yeah.
and look at me, and then walked around, and then they stood us up, and they're like, "Okay, come back here." We walked back a few yards, and then they vanished, appeared,
Give me a
and then
second.
said, "Go back to
Give
the."
me
That
a
was just
second.
misdirection, probably.
You know what? He might not acknowledge you, but you're really good at animating. You animate like nobody else.
He stood on that stage. He sat on that stage like no one else. I'll tell you what. He was the best
We were
sitter
so
up there.
excited. Chimney, James, and I are just like, oh, he's gonna make Jordan disappear. Jordan's gonna tell us how he did it and everything.
Yeah.
Like, but Jordan didn't see shit. What
I
you
just sat here and I'm
He
like
just
sitting
sat
there. I'm just looking around like, what am I supposed
Like
to
a
do?
fucking dunce? Get out of here.
And then they stood us up and walked us back behind the big cage that had lifted up. The only thing I saw was the pretty much invisible line that I saw it for like
The
a split
wires?
second, and then it stretched up. So I saw like wires. That's it. And they actually asked me when I came up with the ball. They're like, "Are you a magician?" I'm like, "No." "Are you a reporter?" Which I
Stealing
said
tricks.
no. Which I probably, that I don't know.
Not really a reporter.
I'm not a
Yeah, but
reporter,
we would have been talking about it.
I would have been talking
Yeah.
about it, so yeah, that would have been a bad
The
thing.
transference of
I would
information.
have.
And then they asked me, "Do you speak English?" Well, they asked me, "Do you speak English first?" And I said no. And she's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just kidding." And then she
Man,
asked me,
that was a good one.
There you go.
That's why they didn't do anything with you. They're like, "Oh, we got a jokester here."
We got a smart ass, so sit down.
For that, we're putting you in the chair, motherfucker.
You don't fuck with David Copperfield.
Copperfield.
So
and then nothing happened. I just went
yeah,
back to
during
the
the trick, I was watching. Like they had this whole misdirection thing with like flashlights. Like everybody sitting in
Yeah.
the seats would have flashlights, and they were making you really focused on them, handing them flashlights behind this curtain, and so you see flashlights going, and it's like, oh, make a move. So
keep
you know,
moving the
yeah.
flashlight.
But I'm looking at under the thing because it's lifted. The thing is lifted and it's all dark behind there. But I'm looking under the little rafters under the
rafters.
seats that they lifted them on. And I see this blue light, and so I'm looking at that light to see if any shadows go by. And I see shadows going by, and I'm just like, they're getting off right now. Like they're all stepping down off something, getting off to go wherever.
Yep.
And so
And
I was
then-
like,
Debunked.
that was the only trick that didn't impress me because I could kind of figure out how they were doing that.
Had they
Busted!
gotten back to the
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the whole David, what was the one where
The
he walked
fan.
into the fan? Like he obviously wasn't walking into the fan, but however the fuck he got behind
yeah,
everybody.
I mean, that's the thing.
Like, that's how
the
I don't
big
understand.
mystery.
I heard that
The
half of
transported man.
half of these magicians actually sold their souls to Satan.
Yeah.
David
That's
Copperfield on Satan.
I heard that. What is
I'm gonna
that?
sell my
What,
soul
what
if
is
I
that?
can do tricks.
What is that dude from Mind Freak? What is his name?
Chris Angel.
Chris Angel.
Chris Angel. I heard that
He
he
was
sold
there.
his soul to Satan too.
Yeah, he was saying, Rob Tauber or whatever from Machinima from.
He sold his soul to Satan.
No, he was telling us that Copperfield used to do like a floating thing, and I was like, he probably doesn't do it anymore because that's kind of Chris Angel's shtick now. Like,
David Blaine used to do that too, though.
David Blaine does whatever the fuck
but it's
he wants.
become Chris Angel's thing. He can levitate.
Mind Freak.
When we walked in, when we were so late, we walked in. David Copperfield was in the audience doing tricks, and he had like some lady's napkin.
He was doing
And
the rose trick.
and he folded it into like a rose, and then like started making it levitate. And he's like doing this whole thing, and it's obviously like floating somehow, like because it's obviously
Yeah,
like,
there's
going
a
like
string.
that.
And
And
then,
like,
or-
how or where?
Or he's a witch and got powers Through Satan.
But then he lit it on fire and it turned into a rose.
And they did. Most of the
That's
people
beautiful.
were watching on the screen, and the screen like flashed.
Yeah, I don't
They
know
did
if
like
that
a
was.
flash transition on the screen.
They had a couple of weird transitions where they would blur out and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
Well, the show ended with the best part.
What was it?
When the show's done, they
Everybody
have
goes
a rap
home?
song play
Oh my God.
going David Copperfield.
David Copperfield.
And it's like singing
David
different
Copperfield.
like, lyrics about
He'll make your asshole disappear.
Yeah.
David Copperfield.
Yeah.
He's gonna touch your mother and not tell you. David Copperfield.
So
I like that.
and it sounded like he was saying Copperfield. So,
He's gonna cop a field?
oh, wait, you just touched my
I
nipple.
just copped the
Oh
field.
man,
You touched my nipple.
I just copped the
Mommy,
field.
I need an adult.
disgusting.
David Copperfield. Oh, that's really unprofessional on my part. That's back.
Phone
Wow.
ringing.
Sicko.
So that
Fuck
was
off.
David Copperfield.
So after we got out of the Copperfield and we went back to the Hard Rock and we tried to catch the after party and there's
I had a massive
he
headache,
went
so I
back.
didn't attend.
Dan went back to the room because he had a massive headache that had been building
Mass
up.
Effect headache.
So me and James, we were just gonna go in there for a few
Mass
minutes, and it turns out we were only there for like half an hour before they shut it down.
Yeah, it wasn't too.
There wasn't too much long there, but
Yeah, you guys asked Kovic how long it was going to be on for, and he said question mark.
question mark 1 o'clock or something like that. But anyway, we went in there and we were talking to Sark and then Barbara from Rooster Teeth, and
Yeah, you were totally talking to her.
we were.
Hey,
talking
aren't you
to
married?
her.
No, he's joking. He probably didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything.
Oh,
His
I couldn't
story
do it.
is such a variation to like
We were
what
standing.
actually
You know what?
happened.
James,
You know what?
tell the story.
You know what? You know what I feel sometimes? I feel like Kootra sees us and think that we are him. So
Might be it.
Either that or he's just
anytime,
like,
anytime
Out of body
let me tell the
experience.
story.
Out of body
I was
experience.
standing in between, outside of James, who was talking to her, and then we talked to her about RTX, and I got her card, and
you were a
James didn't have a
bystander.
card. He looked like a moron. He didn't have a card, so he looked like a moron. I gave her my card, and I think she headed out after that.
But
he
she had
sat
already
down
knew,
next to
she
Sark.
already knew when I first introduced myself to her. She already knew because she said she'd seen my tweets to Hardwick and everything. She was talking about that a little bit, and that's when I kind of like segued into like, are you guys doing RTX again and everything?
Yeah.
Our tickets still on sale, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah, you were totally involved in that conversation.
Yeah, you always.
I was
involved
for
in
a
it.
second.
He
He
was
was
I
there to
couldn't hear
grab the
anything.
card. That was it.
The saving grace.
You'll just be
And-
like, thank you, manservant.
That's my assistant.
That's my lurch right there.
He has to look nice, nicer than me. That's a requirement.
Yeah, that's true. He had his. Well, you had like
Manservant.
your
That could be a
shoes that were
shirt.
exact same as your other
The
ones.
Coots
They're just all
manservant.
black.
Coots manservant.
No, my shoes
servant.
are like I had shitty knockoff like skateboard shoes that they were just all black.
You had
know?
CDs.
That's
That's what you had instead of DCs. You
They
had
were like
CDs.
ACs or
You had-
something like that.
I'm rocking the new CDs over here, bro.
Yeah.
What up?
They were terrible, but I just got them just for that. They're only like $20.
And then
Fuck
we
that.
were showing.
But then
off
everyone was
the-
like wearing sneakers anyway. I mean, so even some of the fucking devs, like they were all suited up and anything like that. But when it came to the feet, they were still wearing whatever.
Nikes?
I was like, I don't wear my comfy shoes.
Anyway, actually, before that, we saw the voice actor for Lee Everett.
Yeah, I guess
was
who's
over
that?
by.
I don't know.
Dave Fennoy.
How's his
Dave
Twitter
Fenner.
account doing?
I don't know if it's still hacked and
Alright.
tweeting out Facebook, make $500 on Facebook.
Wait,
anymore. I don't know.
who's the lead person? I don't know who the fuck is
From
this.
the Walking Dead
Walking
game.
Dead
Oh,
game.
cool.
He's the
Yeah,
big
He's,
character.
he's
Oh,
Dave,
he's a
Dave
lead.
Fennoy.
Oh, cool. I don't watch that.
It's
stuff.
cool because I went up to him and I started talking to him, and he seems like this is like all new to, like he's been doing voice acting for a while. He's been in
He was in Mass Effect
and
as a
all
few
that.
different roles,
Like he
yeah.
has a few roles here and there, but like I mean that was just like the big thing for him.
The
But
Hulu
it's-
guy is what he
The
attaches
Dice
himself to.
Awards
Yeah,
was.
I guess the Hulu guy.
Wait, the Dice Awards was the big thing for him?
No, just the character
Oh.
in The Walking
How
Dead.
much
like,
The
that
Walking
was-
Dead's blown up.
Oh,
Yeah, he
yeah.
won
How
Best
much
Voice
attention
Actor,
he's
though.
getting.
He won
Yeah,
Best
he
Voice
was
Actor.
like, yeah, was it best character?
What's
or
his
something
name
like
in The
that?
Walking Dead?
Voice
Lee
actor.
Everett.
All right.
Lee Everett.
It wasn't character, it was voice acting.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. Yeah.
Because Ashley Birch was
But he
on
seems
it.
like he's like completely new to like all these people coming up to him and saying like amazing
I
job
contribute-
and everything like that.
I contributed to that earlier because when I split off to you guys for going to the after party, I walked by him and he was with like 4 different people and I didn't
Yeah.
want to interrupt him, so I just said congratulations.
He
And
was with
like,
two.
"Oh,
He was with 2 people when I just fucking walked up. Anyway.
Yeah,
There-
I
there's
didn't want to
such a
interrupt him.
one guy
I
that-
tell you what, when the Spanish takes over, it takes over.
does,
I
right?
just go up to him.
Right.
I'm just like, hey,
It's not. We're not trying to be rude. It's just we're gonna get your attention and we're gonna do it right. and it's not.
That wasn't
usually
rude
right.
or anything like that.
No,
the dude that
there was
the
the guy
dude,
that was all over him. Like,
yeah,
he was.
I think he was a dev. No, it was the other guy. I'm not sure if he was like he was someone within the industry or whatever.
Did you see the guy with the fedora that was walking around?
I hate fedoras. I don't know
There's
why.
one guy that had a fedora. It was him. He was
Yeah.
with him. He was kind of I don't want to say he's pestering him, but he was really pushy to get a photo with him because James got a picture and then he
Well,
gave
no,
him
he
his
didn't
phone.
even ask him for a picture.
I know
Until
he
I
gave
asked
him his
him,
phone
like,
and then he
yeah.
grabbed the guy.
He had his phone out like as if he was ready to ask him or whatever. And like I went up and I was telling him I was like, you know, good work with the Walking Dead with Lee and everything like that. I was like investment in the character and everything like that. I was like overall it was just really good. And I was like, are you coming back for season 2? I was like, are they working on season 2? And he was like, yeah, they're working on season 2. And he was saying
Spoilers.
What?
You spoil it for me. I'm not gonna let you spoil it.
You
for
didn't
me.
like it anyway.
What?
Yeah,
He wanted to play it
I
though.
wanted to play it though.
Hey, guess
You
what?
said it
I
was
was
boring.
dead.
There's
I was
another-
dead tired. when
I told,
played it.
I also told him it gets better, which
Oh
it
my
does.
god, guys. It's not so.
Well, anyway, I guess I can't say what he told me because guys, spoilers. No,
What an asshole.
You can say it. Go ahead and say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Say it.
Oh, what?
Fine.
You fucking call me in and just
You
tell
know
me
what?
stop.
He said to James, he was like, I'm gonna find Clementine.
And then he ran out of the
He was
room.
saying that if he comes back like that, they'd bring him back for maybe flashbacks or
Yeah.
something.
Ah, really?
That's what I would assume.
Yeah. But
All right.
yeah, I got a picture with him and everything, and then afterwards that other guy.
Then we
What
went
other-
over, and the thing with Barbara happened, and then she left, and we sat
Who's
down.
Barbara?
Mr. Sark,
She's from
Barbara
Rooster
from Rooster
from
Teeth.
Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then James sat down next to Sark, and I was standing there just facing them, and all of a sudden James gets up, and he puts his hand out, kind of lunges
No,
forward.
I did it again. I did it again.
He
was-
beeline.
this was
He
completely-
It was
beeline
literally
this one.
look. It was Sark sitting down, and then
Okay.
me next to him,
Okay.
and then Horton was like kind of standing like over
Being
us.
Horton,
Yeah,
yeah.
just standing there.
And you
Just
guys
then
are all
Luke-
talking to Stark.
Luke was
Horton,
there.
Horton was living your life at
Luke
that
was
moment.
sitting on the other side of Sark, I think, wasn't he?
No, I was. God damn, your memory
No,
sucks.
on the other side, not your side.
Luke was
you idiot,
standing
the
next
other
to you.
side.
Luke was
Okay.
standing next to you. He was kind of blocking you from seeing bowling.
And-
But I seen bowling. I got
Wait. Bowling as in.
Robert Bowling.
Oh my god.
The
He came
Brink
up-
Robert Bowling.
He was
Brink.
he had came up and like
Bobby
I was
Brink Bowling.
I was in the middle. I was in the middle talking to Sark, and then all of a sudden I seen him. and I was just like, hold on.
He's
I
lunging
was just
Robert
like,
Bowling, Robert Bowling.
Robert Bowling. Robert.
Really?
Like,
What are you? Did you even? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
he shook my hand, and he was like mega confused,
He
and
was-
I was like,
and
oh
I'm
my god, I was like, you don't know how much this means. I was like, can I get a picture? And he was like, yeah. I was like, this has to be done. And then Jordan comes over, he's like, oh yeah, let me get in this too.
Oh my god, Horton.
Yeah, because you had the
we gotta-
camera.
That is my biggest regret about skipping out on that party.
God damn it, Dan.
It's
Robert fucking Bowling.
I
Yeah.
felt sick. Like I felt like I was gonna start throwing
Yeah, he
up
said he
because
had
of
a
my
headache
headache.
and stuff.
Him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or bowling.
No, he had his-
Bowling
he was
never
on
has a
migraine.
headache. There's no way
That's
that
funny how
bowling has a
confused he
headache.
He
was.
was
about
up in a
it.
bowling alley. How can you get a headache when you listen to that noise all the time?
I was just like, I'm sorry, but this has to be done.
really
I was
bad.
like, I have to
Did
get a
you say
picture.
anything else to him? Like how? Like did you say like, how proud you were of
No.
him? or
But
how-
after I sat down with Sark, I was like, Sark, I can't believe it. I just met the
I
creator
told
of Brink.
Kovic, we just got a picture of Robert Bowling. He was like, oh yeah, that would have been great like 2 years ago. And I was like,
He doesn't know.
you have
He's
no
close
idea.
now.
You have
He's
no
close
idea,
now.
Kovic.
I was telling Sark a little bit. I was like, he's like, he's just like the it for us. Like it's
He
like,
is. He is our superhero. He's like the best.
It's like our Nolan North or Steve Blum. It's like people who aren't necessarily regarded.
I was telling
crazy
telling
highlight.
Sark that too. I was like, he's like the same thing with Nolan North. I was like, a lot of people down Nolan North because he's in everything, and I was just like, but that's just like,
Oh, that's awesome.
it's amazing to me. Like it's like I need to
When you-
interact with Nolan
yeah.
North at some point.
When you put people on that pedestal, they get high up in your brain.
Dude,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
go. Dude, it's the same thing with me and Whoopi Goldberg.
There
If
you
I
go.
see her, I would
Yeah.
shit my pants. Oprah,
Like
I
me
would.
in WCW ref.
That guy would be so clueless to be like, what?
It'd be James and I and John Laurinaitis.
Bob Saget, I will give him a hickey right here, in the neck, right here.
So if it, we'll,
Okay.
do you want to put that as? Are we gonna put that as the background?
I'll be
Like-
transitioning the pictures since there's
Yeah.
the first picture. Oh, I had it in my brain. What I wanted. To
I actually have a
Oh, the
picture.
trap
I have a
thing,
picture
I
of
was-
Jordan up on stage with Copperfield that I can.
Yeah, you
so
can put it-
David
yeah.
Copperfield.
It's really hard to see him, but you can probably zoom in
I'm
and
just
put a little
gonna sit
arrow
there.
over him.
He had the red hat.
No, he didn't have a hat.
I
It
was
was
in my
on!
suit. I was
He
in
has
my
a
suit, so I wasn't gonna wear the red hat.
Damn it.
We have 2 more quick topics here, and then
Yeah,
we'll
I'm
wrap
interested
up.
about
We've been
one of
going. So we've seen it seems like every event we go to, we see always these guys that have massive ripped arms. Yep. And they're always in such a bad mood.
I always tell Horde not to make a wrong move or they'll fuck him up.
Yeah, that's
that one guy.
Those are called bodybuilders. People that take care of their bodies.
They never ever like they always show up. Like they'll show up 3 or 4 times during we won't.
Yeah, we'll see them once and be like, man, that guy's big. And then later that night we'll see them again.
And we'll be like, oh, that guy's coming after us.
He's my God.
So
how did you do that?
For this trip, we're gonna start doing this. The 2 guys for this trip, there was one bouncer guy that we saw.
Oh no.
He was at like the front of a club or something, and we walked by.
Why are you looking at me?
hotel.
I don't fucking know. I wasn't there.
And then when we sat down later for dinner,
I wasn't there.
This guy is so great with this stuff.
He kind of looked like
in the front of the club or something.
in the hotel.
For the bus.
In the hotel, they had different.
He had he was holding a hoagie.
He
It was a rocket. I don't know.
He kind of looked like Michael Clark Duncan. Do you guys know who Michael Clark Duncan is? He's like
I've heard of
big.
him.
Well, he died recently.
He's the one that
sucked.
died.
Oh yeah, okay, I know that.
He was
from
talking. He was
Armageddon.
talking in the front. He was talking at a desk.
Yeah, to the
somebody.
lady. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And he was just like this big guy, red shirt, like. Good God, he looked like
It was one of those like
He could
what
probably-
the hell is it?
What?
Under Armour, like
Yeah, the
skin
Under
tight
Armour like
ones.
shirts that
Muscle
are just-
shirts.
He could probably like take coal and like crush it with an arm and make diamonds
More
out of it.
likely.
He
Oh
could
my
snap
God.
Jordan in half.
Yeah, that's the thing. You
Important,
snap
yeah,
you in
it is.
half or rip your head off. That's what we go
He'll
for.
drink the bone
So
marrow.
and then
We
later
were
when
looking
we were
for
eating,
places to eat.
we went in and we sat down. We turned around when it was kind of it was dying down a little bit. We turned around and he's sitting at the bar, like right there. We turned around and he's sitting
But the
there.
thing was, I mentioned him loudly, not knowing he was. I was like, "Well, what about that big dude with the red
Yeah, and I was
shirt?"
like, you mean that guy? And I was like, you mean that guy?
And I looked over. I'm like, "Oh shit! I hope he didn't hear me."
We gotta go.
One,
He's
he's
right
drinking. And he's like talking to the bartender. He better. I hope. Good thing he wasn't like a crazy guy or something like that, because he could have kicked my ass.
And then so we saw that guy, and that was like a ridiculous coincidence that Dan had just mentioned him. And then when we got on the airplane to head home, there was this guy that sat down across the aisle from James. James was an aisle seat, and then across the
He's
aisle.
like this normal-looking dude.
Normal-looking
Yeah, I was
build.
saying like he's normal, but his arms
His
were
arms
fucking
were just
big,
like huge and veiny and like.
And I was telling
Yeah,
him,
that's
I was
called
like,
bodybuilding.
Yo,
People
I know,
fucking.
he had a Whole Foods bag too, so he's eating right.
Maybe he was eating a whole turkey. I don't know. Maybe I did that.
But it was funny because like there was a guy that was coming, the guy that coming to get like, because it was like him and his wife, I guess, or something, or his girlfriend.
Yeah,
and he was
yeah.
like coming to get the seat, like the other seat, the third one.
Okay.
And like, you know, he was like, "Is this taken or whatever?" And like the guy was joking. The guy that's fucking built.
Didn't sound like he was joking.
I know, he said it like you're super serious. Like he was like, you know, well, she's here or whatever. He's like, believe me, but if she wasn't doing as much, I'd kick her out.
If she didn't have
It's
her
like,
stuff there or something.
oh,
like
yeah,
If her stuff wasn't there, I'd kick her out.
It's like, oh yeah, I'd kill her.
He said it.
They
He's
say
like, oh
you
yeah.
would
No, I'm just saying, like it was like, kind of like you were saying,
He-
like in a serious tone.
He was so like angry. What someone had brought on some carry-on that was like massive and it weighed a ton. The flight attendant couldn't get it anywhere.
They were thinking
and
they were gonna
he
have to check it.
He was eyeing this bag. Like I was like, he's testing. He wants to pick that thing up.
The stewardess said it was very heavy.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
came
he's
up
like,
and look around. He's like,
There's something heavy. Let me lift.
So
I've been
like,
training my whole life
he
for
was
this moment.
eyeing that thing.
The male-
and he was angry.
the male stewardess ended up trying like switching things around, and like he's trying to fit it in this thing, and like. And the ripped guy was like, "If you shouldn't try to do that because
Yeah,
then
he
they
was
won't
like-
learn
he was
that
like,
it
"Don't
won't
do
fit,"
that.
and they'll keep
Don't
trying
do
to
that.
do it.
He was so angry.
They'll
Yeah.
keep trying to bring that
He was
bag
like, he
on
kept
board.
saying that too.
He's like,
Like,
they're gonna keep
if you
trying
keep
this.
letting them bring that in here, they're gonna keep doing it.
They shouldn't be
They're gonna
bringing it
keep
in the
doing
first
it.
place. They shouldn't be bringing
He
it.
didn't even try and
They're
lift
gonna
it.
keep doing it.
No, he didn't.
They're gonna keep doing it.
If only he had tried.
Why didn't
But
he like get up and lift it?
the
He probably
stewardess,
could've
the
been like,
stewardess
probably
got it up.
could've
It just
squashed it,
wouldn't-
too.
They couldn't close the thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
It was pretty funny though, and then I kept joking with James, don't drop anything or he'll pick it up and crush it to dust or something like that.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Here's your cell phone.
And then, and then we were getting off the
fast
plane.
forward to us landing and getting off. These guys get off in front of me, and I'm like,
Dan-
they're gone.
yeah, Dan
and I'm
could have
getting
been
my,
next.
I'm getting my bag. I have to readjust shit.
Well, no, from our perspective, we get off and Dan.
Oh yeah, I would have been
doesn't
the next
come.
person off.
He would have been the next person, and he doesn't come. There's like people coming. The muscly guy was the first one. We're like, he ripped him after him over the seats.
So okay,
Beat
so
the shit out of him.
I'm in front of the muscly guy. I'm grabbing my bag. I'm readjusting shit, and he's grabbing other people's bags
Oh my
and like
gosh.
handing them to him. But he keeps looking at me like he keeps looking at me
He's
weird.
looking at getting
He
his
just keeps
workout.
looking at me like,
Oh yeah, this is the awesome twist that happens later. The reveal as to why he keeps looking at you.
He just keeps looking at me like he's like I'm an asshole or something like that. He's looking at me like I did something, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Dan's
like,
so confused. He gets off.
looking at me. I get off. I on the thing that's connected to the plane. I stepped aside. That's how everybody walked ahead of me. Yeah, the ramp. Like I was adjusting my camera bag. And I put it around, and I came with it. That's why a bunch of people came out ahead of me.
We thought he was dead, so.
And that's
the guy ate him to make himself stronger.
Stuffed him in his Whole Foods
we're walking
bag.
back. We're doing the little escalator walkway thing, and I'm sitting there, and Jordan was like, "Oh yeah, I farted in there." and I'm like, because I was explaining the situation. He's like, "I farted in there," and I was like, and they're like, he probably thought I farted.
Oh my God, farting! Come on!
And Jordan has the worst farts. I didn't even notice a fart smell because I was too worried about grabbing my shit and getting off. And this guy looking at me.
So you have the muscly guy pissed off at you because this asshole over here farted.
Like, oh yeah, that fat guy who eats all that fast food. Fucking, I'm eating my Whole Foods, and this guy has a drawing of him with fast food all around him.
And then James is saying he's probably looking at Dan like, oh, that smells it. You need more fiber in your diet.
You get determined by the actual smell of it. Oh, sulfur level's a little high. You should probably cut back on some fatty foods there. Cut down on the starch.
So that's that. Those are the muscly guys of the trip. We'll go into that every single trip.
I like the Comic-Con ones better.
Yeah, the Comic-Con guys.
Tell that man he's cutting in front of you. Go
yeah,
tell him.
That guy could.
Yeah, go ahead, go for it. By all means.
Man, he really would have.
No one wanted to tell him he was cutting.
Yeah, because he had cut, and then those guys were saying that. The last time
Jordan's like, what shit? The guy just cut. Tell him he cut. Tell him, go ahead.
Like, I want to tell him. Just rip my head off. And then finally, when we were leaving the hotel, was this like actually with luggage and stuff?
Yes, this is when we were leaving the hotel. Throughout the hallways, it's a rock and roll themed hotel, and so they have these lighting fixtures all along every little bit, and they're covered with drum cymbals.
Okay.
And so there is this guy and this extremely drunk lady.
Yay.
She's just stumbling down the hallway.
I still don't
8
believe
o'clock
she-
in the
Yeah,
morning.
it was like 8 o'clock in the morning.
I just think she might have just been like.
She was like ditzy, unbelievably.
A little not all there.
You think what she is? There were.
It was probably a
It was in
combination.
Vegas, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of drugs in Vegas.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
thought she was kind of like prostitute.
She
maybe,
probably did a little bit of the.
Scantily clad and cut off jeans.
And
bit
the
of that.
guy had like the double doored, like massive suite that
thing?
we had seen.
Oh,
a
yeah,
couple
no, he's
times.
a
So
pimp.
she's coming
He was
down
a
the
pimp.
hallway banging the cymbals on the fucking lights and like.
No, she had turned around. What did she say? You heard her.
Oh yeah.
She was saying that. Oh, look at all the musics.
And then she would go to each
And the guy was just like, so
"Oh, man."
calm or whatever.
No,
he
he-
was just like, yeah, the music's.
Didn't you hear him? He was like,
gonna
"Oh,
kill you."
man." He
Yeah.
turned around. He turned around. And he was like, "Oh man, you gotta be kidding me." I heard him say it like that under his breath as he's walking.
You know what
by.
they say? What happens in Vegas? That girl probably did a lot of cocaine.
That stays in Vegas.
That's the
That's
saying
the-
right there.
What happened
Like
in
When
Vegas, they probably
J.J.
did a lot of-
Abraham's in Vegas, he's
A lot of cocaine happened.
J.J. Abrahams.
So that is
That's-
essentially our massive best creature talk ever,
Hours and 11 minutes of
Holy
just pure
shit,
gold.
jeez.
with about
Comedy
5% of spoon
Comedy
input.
gold. You know what? With your beard, you look kind of like Satan.
Deal with it.
Like who?
Like Satan.
You have something on your
Satan.
Yeah, you
Oh,
do.
this
All right.
The other one. There you go.
Are you eating oatmeal?
Ew.
Anyway, thanks once again. Go watch Trapville again.
Watch it
Trapville.
again. I've
Go-
watched it about 80 times.
Yeah,
at
we
this point.
watched it a lot.
I've watched it so many times.
Go
Oh,
make
yeah,
it
that's
to people and all that great stuff. But as for everyone here in the snow outside, thanks for watching.
Yep.
Bye.
Watch Trapville.
Trapville. Trap. Make it your background picture.